Okay, so
Suck it in, boys. We're the Ghostbusters.
okay, so you just left your desk. Okay, so now what am I doing? I'm
Just
sharing
share
it
and tag us.
in the comment. I'm sharing it, and then in the
You know, like when
I'm
you
just
share
gonna
it,
yeah,
and
right,
you put
yeah.
a comment
and I'm
on
just
it.
gonna go. We're live.
Yeah, like you do with anything you share.
Start a watch party?
Eh,
No, shit.
no, just share it.
Give us a second, folks. So tell me more about this party I didn't get invited to.
Well, it doesn't really matter because you weren't invited to it
Well, why wasn't I invited?
because you weren't on the list.
But was it a family party?
No, this is one of those. When I tell you I get mad at you when you're like, "Hey, you're going away? Can you get me something?"
I don't do that anymore.
No, I know. Well, this is the same thing. You're basically post-inviting yourself to something.
No, I just don't understand why, if it was like a Christmas holiday party and we're all like BFFs, that I didn't get an invite.
It doesn't really matter. I'm sure there were Christmas parties I wasn't invited to. Did you have a Christmas party?
I invited you to it.
You invited me to a New Year's party. You never invited me to a
I
Christmas
didn't have
party.
a Christmas party.
Oh no, you didn't?
No,
Oh, okay.
I didn't.
Okay, I believe you.
You want to hang out with my mother? She's the one that came here.
Oh, so you had a get together.
No, I had my mother,
Okay.
and she was asleep by 9:30. Hell of a party. I'm just a little hurt.
Well,
Oh no, I'll remember that. Don't worry. I invite you to everything. To dinner, New Year's, Arbor Day.
is that
Think it's there.
what's that coach's
Pluck
name?
it out of that giant fucking head of yours.
What's the Islanders coach's name?
Barry Trotz,
No, the old one, the 1500 games guy.
Al Arbor.
Al Arbor. I wanted to say Al. I'm not a hockey fan, so I don't care.
But you have a half-season ticket plan.
I do, because that's me and my dad.
Why don't you save some money and not get that next year?
Because A, you're not my father,
I
and
know.
B, because me and my dad like going to the games.
Okay. All right. So we are live on my page. So that means if I go,
Good.
I have to go to the Better Halves page to look at the comments. Correct?
Yes. Just check my page real quick, though. I miss MySpace.
You know what? I miss MySpace too. Because I remember there was a game on MySpace that you could bid on your friends.
Really? I don't remember that.
Oh yeah, you would outbid other people on your friends.
I don't remember
and
that
I remember
at all.
I bid on a girl and her boyfriend got pissed at me.
There you go. Been there, done that. Remember the top 8?
Hold on. Yes, the top 8. I once moved somebody off the top 8, and boy, did I get a talking to. Okay, it's not on your. I tagged you, but it's not on your things, which means your timeline thing is not all screw you, Louie.
Okay.
The last thing you have is at 9ish p.m.
Hold on. We may be hang tight, everybody. Hang tight.
This is why we started 5 minutes early, so we could be late.
Yep.
Come on, you got an iPhone. Open up more windows.
No, I know, but if I close a thing, it may close the.
No, just minimize it. You could do it, Larry.
No, because now our feed may have froze.
Let's see.
So let me do this.
Beth Sheridan is hosting a watch party.
Good. No, that she's been doing that for my
Larry
stuff, which I
Moreland shared
appreciate.
the Better Halves podcast
All right, cool.
post. Okay, so I'm going to click on that.
No.
So your mother is watching, is hosting a watch party? Us?
Yep.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Okay.
All right, come back.
It's a
Come
little
back.
blurry.
Come on. Come on. Oh, wait. When that thing's red, it should be live. But now my thing is frozen.
It's red.
I know, but let's see this. Why do I want to do that? Oh, there we are. Oops, whoops.
It says Beth is watching.
Yeah,
us.
no, it's all right. Slow internet.
Beth, no. Slow internet. I have the fastest internet in the world. I hate that you dip. It's blurry, though, I could tell you.
I know, because apparently you have slow internet.
I don't have slow internet.
Okay.
I have Fios.
How many things on Wi-Fi is probably hooked up to your thing?
Whoa, that got really close up. What happened here?
Yeah, I know. It'll fix in a second.
Well, I actually could see my leg was shaking, and I could see the chair behind me moving. I have to stop doing that. Hello, Beth. Hello, Brienne. That's Brienne of Breeze Sweet Treats. Breeze Sweet Treats, New York at gmail.com. Free plug. BRESSWEETTREATSNY at gmail.com. We are killing time because we are having some technical difficulties.
Are we coming in choppy?
No, we're coming in clear.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're clear as crystal. The door is open over there. I probably should have shut it.
Yeah, it's all right. As long as no one comes out of it.
Okay.
Okay.
So I will be welcome. Should we start? I mean,
you know what?
Let's
do it.
All right.
Let's do it.
Sorry about that clap. Welcome to episode 41 of the Better Half podcast. I'm Frank, and that's Larry. I'm the married guy. He's
the single guy. I didn't know when I was able to talk.
Are we going to start off on that already? Are we? Because now you're going to piss me off. So Larry and I have decided that every fourth episode of the Better Half is going to be a live episode. So this is episode 41.
So that's what
It's like every 2 months.
Every 2 months, yeah.
Since we put an episode out every other week because I'm old and I have kids, and it takes up a lot of time. I wish I could do one every week. Maybe if I hit the Mega Millions, we could just do this full time every day.
That'd be cool. That means you'd be paying us.
What do you mean? Yeah. Yeah, I'll take the cost,
okay.
For what it costs, and we'll until we get some sponsors, we'll be good. So, okay, so like I said, this is episode 41, and
folks, Happy New Year, everybody!
Happy New Year, everybody!
We are now in 2019.
2019, isn't that crazy?
20 years ago was 1999.
Ugh. See, to me, if somebody says 20 years ago, I still think 1979.
Me too.
It's weird.
Still.
I mean, I'm old.
Oh, very.
Anybody watching this?
Yeah, we got 3 people watching.
3 whole people? Where do you see that?
4 now.
I don't see that. Oh, 4. Okay.
Yeah.
I only see, that's me, you,
my mother, and Brienne.
All right. So we're a bunch of losers.
So we're going to be doing more of the live episodes, which is going to be pretty cool. And as soon as I can remember bringing the small USB extender, then we're not going to have to worry about a slow internet, because then I can just hardwire right into this.
Could you stop saying slow internet? Because I don't have slow internet. I have awesome kick-ass internet. The router is right behind you.
I know.
Don't rip them. I'm an iPhone man. Apple. You're a slave to the system.
There's nothing. That's not an Apple.
I know. Don't correct me when I'm wrong. Okay, listen to me right now. I have fucking kick-ass internet. I'm sick of you ripping into my internet. So stop it. I'm getting angry.
Stop it.
So I will be reading the comments off the Facebook Live. So if you want to participate in this adventure that we will be on tonight, episode 41 of the Better Half podcast. I said that like 7 times.
You did.
I will. You will be part of the show. So
see, I think Frank's still getting used to live. Where I've already now done a few live podcasts, so I'm starting to become a little bit of a celebrity when it comes to that, and I'm getting comfortable with the live camera. So I'm going to be more calm, as you've seen me in the past.
But you talk like a game show host,
and
I'm more natural.
I wanted to be I wanted to be a game show host when I was a kid. I think I've already told the story how I made my great
You never told me this story.
I've never told the story on the show.
This is the first I'm hearing about this.
Oh, maybe I told it on Victim.
Welcome, Brian. Brian's joined. Brian will actually be our guest on our next episode.
Really?
To be anticipated.
Very good.
I don't know if that makes sense. Brian, one of the promises we promised our fan is that we will have more guests coming up. So we have some guests lined up. We had a few in 18. We're going to have more in 2019.
Yes.
So, and Brian, who just joined, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Feel free to take part in the chat and the comments. We will be reading all comments on air. Try to keep them, NC-17 and less. Let's not make them X-rated.
I was going to say, they're really not much above NC-17.
Yeah. So, and also,
just real quick, just let us know how the audio goes, because it's weird. I've already screwed up the last 2 podcasts I've done because of audio.
But he's comfortable on the mic.
No, I'm comfortable on the mic.
I'm the live camera.
It's tough, because I'm usually not the one running everything and talking.
And if you can, those who are watching, please just hit that share button real quick. That means all the world to us, because that just will get us more people watching the podcast. And obviously, Larry and I do not care for our day jobs, so we would love to do this for a living. Well, I don't, and it's well known, so I don't care. So Larry's
I don't mind my job.
So anyway,
yeah. Growing up, I wanted to be a game show host.
Tell me, I did not know this.
I really thought I've told this story. Basically, there's really not much to it. I wanted to be a game show host. So what I did was my great grandmother. Well, let me back up for a second. So
Larita Mormon?
On my mother's side. At my grandmother's, because she lived with my grandparents. So at my grandparents' house, they had in the living room this giant oval-shaped picture. I don't remember of what.
Your head?
It was big. Excuse me, it is big. But it was just a giant oval frame. And it looked like the outline of the Family Feud board. The old Family Feud board. So what I would do is, my great-grandmother, God bless her, we would play Family Feud. I would play... Now, back then, it had to have still been Richard Dawson. I don't think Ray Combs... No, yeah, because I was like...
When I was growing up, it was Richard Dawson,
digits.
then Ray Combs, and now it's Steve Harvey.
Yeah.
Wait, no, Louis Anderson, then Steve Harvey.
Louis Anderson, no, then it went Al from Home Improvement. Richard Karn hosted for a little while.
Wow, I don't know that one.
Yeah.
Show me pudding!
Show me extra hot paste.
We have our first comment of the night.
Uh-oh, what is it?
It's not a good one.
Uh-oh.
Wow. He's already might not be a guest on the show. Would not be a very good-looking game show host. Smart move not to go into that career path.
All right. Well,
wow.
thank you.
He's a failed comedian, just so you know.
Oh, okay, good. I'm glad to hear that.
You can't diss my co-host, all right?
So what I would do, and it was, I called her Grandma Who Drinks the Water, because she always had a glass of water next to her.
Okay.
She was always, in her chair, and she always had a glass of water.
Okay.
And I guess I was young, and I didn't realize what a great-grandmother was. So there was Grandma, and then Grandma Who Drank the Water. So we would play Family Feud. And, of course, I'd come up with all the answers, everything on top of my head. But what I would do is, and God bless this woman, and I don't know how old she was back then, but when we would do, the part, the showdown part, I don't know what they call it. Like when they come up and they hit Fast Money.
Whatever it's called.
Whatever.
Lightning round.
But, the part where they decide who... Okay.
We asked 100 people, the top survey said...
I would actually make her get up, walk over to the coffee table to do that part. And it's only the two of us. And again, this woman, she wanted to make me happy. Each and every time she got up, usually it took a little longer for her to get up, but she kept getting up, walking over, doing the thing, walking back. And that was kind of like my first love into wanting to be a game show host. And then I kind of got my chance at it in high school.
Okay.
Senior year of high school, we I don't know if they still do it, but it was called the Brain Game. Brain Game, yeah, the Brain Game, where it would be basically freshmen versus sophomores versus juniors versus seniors in trivia, and the National Honor Society would actually run it. Now, how I got into the National Honor Society, I don't know, but I remember when I got into the National Honor Society, the only thing that I was happy about was I go, ooh. I get to run the Brain Game, and I get to do up all the questions and everything. So we get to a month before, and usually it was one of the teachers who would host. But that year he was like, you know what? I don't want to do it this year. Ooh, I'll volunteer. So I volunteered, and I hosted the Brain Game.
How old are you?
Senior in high school. So what I did was, we gathered up all the questions. I bought a bunch of what's bigger than a 3x5 index card?
5x7?
5x7. I got a bunch of colored 5x7 index cards, and I printed on the back of each and every one of them a logo that said the Brain Game. Because you know how on game shows the logo was on the back of the
You really
the
had
cards?
way too much time on your hands.
I did that. And then on the front, I started typing in all the questions. So I would have just a bunch of index cards in front of me. I mean, I did this up to no end. To the point where that day he came up with like a roll of questions on a fax machine.
You're that nerd.
I was. You know, like remember back in the day when a fax machine paper was on a roll, a continuous roll?
Yeah, and it had the
and you had to rip it.
Yeah.
So he came up. The teacher came up
fax machine
with this giant paper, continuous paper. I'm like, what is this? It's like, oh, I faxed over some more questions. And I remember I went up to him. I go, they're not on index cards. He's like, so? I'm like, how am I going to read these?
He screwed up your whole.
Threw off my entire mojo. But I got through it. I was very happy about it. I forgot who won that year. But I do remember one more little anecdote. Beforehand, it was like teams of 3, I think. It was like a little mini tournament. Freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, then the winners face each other. Beforehand, there would be like a quiz that if you wanted to be in the brain game, you do this quiz, and then the top 3 of each year, that was the team. How can I put this politely in case he's watching? One of the students who was my friend, who wasn't necessarily in the top quartile of the school.
The top what?
Quartile.
Okay.
Of the school, made it onto the team.
Is this someone I lived with?
No, not at all. No, he was already gone by the time this happened. So
welcome, Anthony Rippo.
And I remember one of the teachers kind of came up to me and goes, question. Because I'm the one that graded all the quizzes. They go, how was so-and-so on the team? I'm like, he scored high on the quizzes. And they're like, are you sure? It was like the closest I ever came to cheating, but doesn't really count. You look so disinterested. I don't even know why I'm telling this story. I don't know why I talk. He tends to take over the whole show. So
I'm just wondering how you wanted to become a game show host. He's redeemed it. Never mind. Let him be a game show host. Very dedicated with his 5x7 index cards. Impressive. I believe in him.
I was so happy when I made those index cards.
I would have liked to seen those. I bet you have one.
No, I don't have any.
No.
More. And I remember, and then there was a controversy.
Oh.
The question was, name...
Moops.
I think it was before that episode came out. No, maybe it came after. The question was, name all... Now, this was back in 1998. But name every sports team, because I think there was a handful of them, where the team name does not end in S.
Hockey?
No.
Someone just asked
sports.
me... That's funny. Okay, that's creepy weird, because one of my coworkers just asked me this question about a week ago. If I can name 4 hockey teams that don't end in S.
Okay.
I got 3 out of the 4 off the top of my head, but this was for all 4 sports?
All 4 sports.
Major sports?
Because back then in 98, I don't think there weren't that many.
Well, there was the same amount of sports leagues, but there was less
4
teams.
Yeah,
right.
Baseball, basketball, football, and hockey. And I remember it was Utah Jazz, for some reason, was an issue.
Okay.
I don't know why, because it doesn't end in S.
Why is that an issue?
I don't know, because
it's not plural. It ends in a Z.
Yeah, it was
Unless
weird.
they were dyslexic and they thought the Z was an S.
I don't know. I just remember that was a issue.
I remember the hockey one was...
Maybe that was left off.
Tampa Bay Lightning. G.
Well, this is today.
Yeah.
Okay.
Minnesota Wild.
You got a pen?
Plenty of pens.
All right. So, Lightning.
Wild.
Is it Calgary Flame or Flames?
Flames.
Oh, okay.
We'll come back to it. Let's get on with the show.
Okay.
I don't remember it, and this wasn't on the topic. They gave him a 5-minute penalty for that. Get the hell out of here.
I haven't seen a 5-minute penalty yet when I've been stupid at the games.
Okay, so anyway, just to recap last episode, we had our second annual very special episode.
It was a good one.
I think it was a great one. We also had Anthony Rippo of the Retro Gamers podcast, the co-host of the Retro Gamers podcast, as our guest. Originally, we were going to have him live in studio or live in person, but scheduling holidays, it kind of got screwed up, so we did it via Skype, via his car.
Yeah. Sounded good. I like.
He sounded good. He sounded better when he got into his house, which was very funny because you could immediately hear the difference in the quality. But for those who missed last episode, we did our second very special episode, and we talked about a very special episode of Saved by the Bell.
Which I find funny because now, how many more episodes have you watched since then?
4.
Have you really?
Because the Sunday before New Year's Eve, I just happened to turn on the TV at like 9:30 in the morning, and for some reason or other, I don't know why this channel was on, but Me TV.
Oh yeah, I like Me Too.
And there was like 3 episodes of Saved by the Bell, and I'm like, oh my god! And I can't, honestly, I can't even remember the episodes now. If you ask me, I completely forgot what they were, but each one was cringeworthy than the next. I remember what it was. It was
one was with the brother,
the wicked stepbrother, Jesse's wicked stepbrother, who the mom remarried, and the brother came from New York to Bayside,
because you know how tough New York was.
He had
90s.
a leather jacket and all, and he basically took over Jesse's room, blackmailed Zach, blackmailed AC Slater, blackmailed everybody, tried putting the moves on Lisa Turtle. It was cringeworthy, and of course, Zach and AC Slater try to trick him into using Belding's wife's car on a date, and they figured they'll crash the car, not causing any, harm to the occupants, one being Lisa Turtle.
Turtle.
And unfortunately, the wicked stepbrother let Lisa drive the car, and the picture that Screech took was of her driving the car, so they couldn't blackmail him there to get him to leave the esteemed Bayside. It was horrible.
Welcome to the world of Saved by the Bell.
Yeah, it was very annoying, and I couldn't stop watching it. So
Score.
Shut up. That was our very special episode. I love that. First year was Happy Days. This last year was last year. Well, yeah, last year. Yeah. Last week was
Saved by the Bell.
Saved by the Bell.
So we'll see what happens. We got a lot of stuff coming up this year. We have. Well, first of all, we're going to have the second annual March Babeness.
Yes, I'm looking forward to that as well.
We're still trying to figure out the topic on that one.
We'll discuss that.
Yeah, of course.
For those who weren't part of our universe last year, Larry and I conducted our own version of March Madness, which we entitled March Babeness, and the 2 finalists were Pam Anderson and Leah Thompson.
Yep.
And we reached out to Leah Thompson because she did win. We let the listeners decide.
Yeah, I was actually,
I was not surprised.
And nothing against Leah Thompson. Don't get me wrong. I don't know why I thought Pam Anderson would have taken it.
It might have had something to do with the picture I chose of Leah Thompson.
This is true.
So,
this is true.
But Leah Thompson, we reached out to her to present her with her honorary first annual March Babeness Award, and she never responded or contacted us. So she could not fulfill her duties as the winner. So by default, we then reached out to Pam Anderson, who also did not contact us.
She's too busy working at the Piggly Wiggly.
But so next year, this March coming up should be a really good one.
I think so.
Larry and I have more time to prepare. So,
but for an episode that we kind of threw together on the fly, because that episode
was a fantastic episode.
It was a wicked snowstorm. So we actually did that via Skype.
Was that the one we did where? Yeah, I couldn't even drive to.
No.
Yeah, we were okay. I don't remember.
Stuck in our individual.
No. Yeah. You're right.
Because we've only done one episode like that.
Right.
So.
I was thinking of the episode when we had the top 50 when we were using my television.
That worked, but not too well.
So that was that, and then of course, which led us into our very own Christmas tidings.
Yes.
How was your Christmas, Larry?
It was actually good. As normal, I would go to my parents. I hang out with my parents for Christmas, and
Little Robbie. Sorry, I'm just saying hello to people.
No, go right ahead.
And Verdi and Angelo.
And this may. We're trying to reconnect. So okay,
we lost it.
Maybe just for a little bit.
But you're seeing us because we might have lost you. Tell us.
There we go. Stream resumed.
Okay.
So I hang out with my parents. We had a really good Christmas. Went to my aunt and uncle's in Jersey, Christmas Day. Saw my cousins and obviously my aunt and my uncle. But the of all the gifts, and we got we all exchanged very nice gifts to each other. I think the best gift I gave my parents was the gift of binge watching a TV show called The Ranch on Netflix.
Okay.
If you haven't watched The Ranch, go watch it now. It's 60 episodes. You get hooked so quickly. It's basically like that 70s show on a cattle ranch. Mm-hmm. It will make you absolutely laugh, and it will make you cry because it gets real sometimes.
You know what's going to make me cry? The score of that Ranger game. That's why I shut it off.
So I showed them the first couple of episodes. They fell in love with it. And the next thing I know, we're like 3 seasons in, and then like a week later, they were done with the other 2 seasons. So they were very happy about it. But besides that, us really binge watching, like we've never really binge watched anything as a family. So that was kind of a first.
I do have good internet. Shut up, Verdi.
Are we choppy?
No, are we choppy? People aren't. We need some comments here.
But yeah, no, that was basically my Christmas. It was low key as usual. I'm not. It's funny, when I was a kid, apparently my parents used to get mad at me. Curious to know how your kids are at Christmas, because when I was
I'll tell you.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, I will tell you. Trust me.
When I was little,
it was,
my mother would tell me, Christmas morning, my parents would wake up first. This is when I was little, like single digit age. They'd wake up.
So 36?
Single digit.
26?
You may want to join your comedian friend there.
Go on.
Crystal clear. Thank you very much, Brian. So when I was little, I'd wake up like 9, 10 o'clock. So like they're sitting there by the tree just waiting.
What kind of child were you?
I don't know. I'd go downstairs. I'd open up a present. I'd be like, "Oh, thank you." I'd put it to the side, and I'd go, I'd be done.
One present.
Yeah, and I never really, I never got excited. Like, I appreciated everything, but I don't be like, "Oh my god!" I just be like, "Shh, ah, cool, shh, oh, sweet." And again, I appreciated it, but I never got I was never over the moon.
You're like minutes and minutes of fun. Seriously, how do you not get excited as a child on Christmas?
I don't know, because I've gotten video games, I've gotten toys. I remember
you have no siblings to compete with.
I am fully aware.
Imagine our good friend Anthony Testaverde, who had 17 siblings to deal with.
They had to battle it out.
My friend Angela, we would open gifts at midnight.
I know a lot of people would do that.
We used to do one gift.
Is that like an Italian thing?
We did one gift before we went to bed, and my mother would pick it out, and it would be obviously it wasn't like the big gift because she knew. We don't do that with my kids. You're done with your side of it? Kill me.
Yes, I'm done with my
like
side.
to. Well, I'm going to say the single guy side of it, not really, but you with your parents.
I can tell you what single guy Christmas would be.
Okay.
Me just waking up on Christmas morning and going about my day.
Was that in your apartment?
No, because I don't think...
Did you stay...
No, I don't think I've... No, I'm always at my parents' for Christmas.
Okay, so
I always crash at my parents.
All right, well, that makes sense.
Because there's the 3 of us.
Right.
Well, 5 of us, if you include the dog and the cat.
So the 3 of you.
No, the 5
They're
of
not
us.
human.
But they're part of the family. They have stockings.
Oh, that's fine. I get that. We had a stocking for our dog, so we still have it. I don't know why. We still have it.
We even had a stocking for a gerbil that we had, Snowball. And it was a little stocking like this.
Oh, wait. Well, you have a compadre here.
Who?
I'm Brian, and I'm the same way. I'm an only child, and I hated getting gifts. All the attention was on me, and I hated it. They were all waiting for my reaction, and I didn't like the pressure. That makes sense. You know what? I'm sorry. That makes sense now.
I didn't hate getting gifts. I loved every gift.
You didn't like it. You loved it.
But I just wasn't over I didn't express being over the moon.
You weren't insane about it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let me give you a little flip side action to this. So, the night before Christmas Eve, my parents stayed over.
Sounded like a poem.
Yes, my mom and stepdad stayed over. They were in bed early, and we normally they would sounds like Christmas morning from My Blue Heaven. Who got the most was loved more. Oh, we have 2 Verdi's on tonight. That's fantastic.
Oh, who's the other one?
Jonathan?
Oh, okay.
No, that's Jonathan Anthony. Who's that?
Oh, that's not.
Never mind. Verdi. One Verdi then. Anyway, I digress. So my kids have a tradition, which as they get older, I'm sure is going to be a lot more creepier. They sleep in the same bed on Christmas Eve. Okay, they're 9 and 6.
Yeah,
so my wife and I were in our bed. My kids were in my son's room, and my mom and stepdad were in my daughter's room.
Oh,
okay,
I see.
So that way they didn't have to come all the way down the stairs.
Your daughter has a big bed.
Yeah, but they wanted to sleep in the twin. I don't know why.
No, but okay, I got you.
Whatever. So, of course, they go to bed, and my wife and I are in the living room, and we're waiting for them to go to sleep. So, because there's nothing under our tree.
Okay, yes.
Now, growing up,
I kind of forgot about that.
Growing up, we my mother would put the stuff under the tree, and there would be 1 or 2 gifts from Santa that showed up Christmas morning. Because it's from Santa. Did no one tell you? Did no one tell you?
I had a harder time. Well, I think I had a harder time believing about wrestling than I did about Santa. But
I believe that. So I have to make sure they can't hear me. Yeah. So finally, I go and I check on them, and they're snoring.
This is the first episode they're watching.
They're snoring away, right? Yeah. Sorry, kids. Your life is a lie. So
I never got a note from Santa.
we go downstairs. Oh, well, that's my kids left a note. My daughter grilled.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah. There was like 3 or 4 questions on it.
Listen, fat man.
So and meanwhile, I'm telling her, she's putting out these cookies that my wife made, and my wife makes a ton of cookies at Christmas time, but she was putting out the ones that I don't like. And I'm like, nah, Santa don't like those. Santa likes the chocolate chip ones or the ones with the M&Ms in them. And she's like, how do you know? I go, I'm the mailman. I'm at the post office in the North Pole all the time. My kids are stupid. So, no, I love
let me ask you a question.
Wait, I'm not. Okay, go ahead.
Honestly, where does the letters to Santa go?
I think we have a box that we put out in front of the post office at Christmas, and I think it gets sent to the one in the city.
And then I guess
we used to in our office. We would grab, like, if I got letters from my route, before I started that, they told me that they used to go and buy something off we were allowed to open it, but our new bosses don't let us do that because who knows. So anyway, we come downstairs, they're asleep, we come downstairs, we get all the gifts, and now it's a matter of putting them in certain orders, all the meanwhile not waking the children. Was it the best? Okay, I gotta read this. So this is from AF Verde.
And you know what? I can picture this happening.
Yes, the best was my parents would video Santa putting presents under the tree. One year, the video caught Santa turning around and yelling at my mother. I could totally see that. Welcome, Alan. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, what's up, Alan?
For those new people who joined, if you could do us a great favor and just share this, so more people will see it, and then we could be, maybe get some money out of this eventually. Welcome, Karen. Yes, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be a mailman forever. So we bring all the gifts up. We put them under the thing, and my wife's like strategio. She's putting this here, and then I have the gifts from the ones from my wife.
Yeah.
By the way, best part about having kids at Christmas, I pay my daughter $20 now to wrap all my wife's gifts because I hate wrapping gifts.
Is she a good rapper?
She's pretty good. I'll be honest with you. And another thing. Screw you to Amazon because I bought my wife.
Yes.
I bought my wife an Instapot. Okay, she wanted an Instapot. I'm like, fine.
What is this Instapot? It's like the most popular thing.
It's like a pressure cooker, a slow cooker, a rice cooker.
Like the
I
adult
think
Tickle Me
it
Elmo.
does back massages. It might wash my car. I don't know. It does everything, but apparently an Instapot. So Instapot. My wife.
Are you pulling it out right now?
Yes, my wife. My wife works from home.
Wow.
Okay. My wife works from home, and she was home getting the deliveries. Now it was from Amazon. Usually Amazon, very discreet, and even the Alexa, it has the notifications on it. Says, "I will not tell you the notifications due to the fact that it's Christmas time."
Oh, really?
Yeah, oh yeah. So
cool.
nothing. So sure as hell, the Instapot comes with a bunch of other gifts that I ordered off Amazon because I work 12 hours a day during Christmas and I don't have time to get to the mall.
Yeah.
So this is how the Instapot box comes. Instapot.
Careful.
Instapot.
Careful.
It's empty. So
No, I know, but your address.
I don't care. So that's how it came. So screw you, Instapot and Amazon. Okay, so
We all love Amazon, Mike.
Yes.
Don't worry.
So now the kids. Now this is about midnight. Okay, about 1 o'clock, we're done. We're exhausted. We leave the lights on, the Christmas tree lights on. We go to sleep. About 2 o'clock in the morning, the creepiest child in the world comes and wakes me up, my daughter. And I say creepy because she'll stand over me and not talk until I wake up, and it's like this. And then I wake up and I'm like, Christ, I'm like, what? And she goes, Daddy, I'm freaking out. I'm like, what's the matter? She's like, I just looked in the living room. Santa came. She's like, but I heard him. I heard him putting the gifts on it. Now I'm thinking in my head, this is me while waking out of a dead sleep. I'm like, did I say Steph? Did I say my name? Did we were we talking? Were we talking? We were doing it in silence. You know.
Like, hey, baby.
You know.
You want some Santa?
Yeah. I saw mommy kissing. So Jonathan bought 2 Instapots during Black Friday. Tried to give one to my mom. She refused it. I don't want that for Christmas. My friend Karen, her daughter does the same thing like a creepy dead girl in the movies. Yes, she does it all. My daughter will come, and now the other thing she does, I'll get to this after. So I'm like, "What's the matter, Jules?" She's like, "I think Santa heard me. I heard Santa. I heard him in the living room, and I'm freaking out that all those gifts are not mine. They're Joey's." And I'm like,
I remember having that scare when I was.
I know. I was so tired. I was like. I'm like, just go to bed. I was like, just go. I got angry. Stephanie goes, she's like, Santa didn't hear you. Don't worry. You know, did you see him? She goes, did you see Santa? And she's like, no. She's like, then don't worry about it. He doesn't care if you hear him. He just doesn't like to be looked at. I'm like, this is
it's like a
2 o'clock in the morning.
Did you ever have like a fear, like around Christmas time, if you did something bad, you wouldn't get any presents?
No, honestly, I don't even remember when like I found out that he it wasn't real.
I just remember being so scared, like being on my best behavior, that even to the point...
Yeah, you don't want to get in, fight with your siblings.
That, or since I was an only child...
the cat.
What?
You don't want to fight with your cat?
You didn't have a cat growing up.
Whatever.
No, like even to the point where...
Are we frozen? Oh my God, look how we froze.
I don't know, I'm still showing here.
That's scary.
Good Lord.
Can we fix that?
Well, we're still getting comments. Maybe just yours froze. Just refresh. Hit refresh.
I am.
To the point where, how can I put this delicately, depending on who's watching? I wouldn't do anything bad, even to myself. So,
You're disgusting.
I'm just saying.
You are an animal.
I played all the bases, and I'm like, I ain't doing nothing that would not have Santa deliver presents. Because the last thing I needed was coal in my stocking.
You're disgusting.
What?
You're disgusting. We're still going, right?
Yeah, we're still going.
So that's gross. But at what age did you tell your kids that Santa's not real? My kids still believe. My daughter's 9 and my son is 6. My daughter's got about
college orientation for me.
My daughter's got about 1 year left. Before she realizes.
See, I do believe in the spirit. Though.
I do believe in spooks. I do.
Like, I feel like when you're a parent, like something. I'm not saying it's like a spirit. Well, I guess because I called it the spirit, but like you almost get like a 7th sense. Like the 6th sense is like the parent sense. But then, like, you get this weird, like, extra, like, around Christmas time that you kind of almost know, like, what your kids want for Christmas. Because I remember one year, first of all, I think we all remember getting, like, the JCPenney toy catalog or the Sears catalog. Yeah. In the back was just pages and pages of toys. And
lingerie in the middle.
Well, yeah, we get past that. But
I never got past that.
You circle everything you want, and and you give it to your parents, or that's what you write on Santa's list, and you send it on its way. I remember one time I saw in the book, and I never circled it. It was like this teacher set. It was like a play set, but it was like a teacher play set. I don't know why I wanted it, but I wanted it. But I never circled it. I never talked about it.
Okay.
I never dog-eared the page that it was on.
Okay.
Nothing. That Christmas, I got that very toy set.
Santa.
No, and like looking back on it, that's what makes me believe that like when you have kids, again, I feel like first of all,
they can't hear you. They can't hear you. Don't worry.
I feel like there's this like this just special sense that parents get around Christmas, and that's why I truly believe in the spirit.
Like in the movie A Christmas Story, when he goes, "Oh, he knows, he knows."
Sort of, yeah. So
yeah, because you probably were very obvious to your mom, and she
never
she
said
picked
a
up on
peep about this.
You might have.
I never. What is your favorite dish to make when you go to Christmas parties?
I think he's talking to you. I know the answer.
Oh, that was a Christmas party? I don't remember us doing that around Christmas. The potluck dinner where I made a mean chicken parm.
Enough
with the air quotes.
Larry.
I may have gotten a little help from my mother.
Oh! there's a crack, Verdi. We got a crack. Those were the most unified, perfectly shaped chicken cutlets.
Because it's not hard to make chicken parm.
I will ask you the same question I've asked you 1,000 times. What is the first step of making chicken parmesan?
Buying the ingredients.
No. When you have them in your kitchen.
What are you talking about steps? You have the breadcrumbs, you have the eggs, you have breadcrumbs, eggs. That's pretty much, and then the fryer.
Wrong. You also missed one. But
what?
I'm not telling you.
That's all I use.
Flour.
What do you use flour?
You could use, it's restaurants use flour.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't grow up in a restaurant like you did.
So eggs. Okay, so you
I haven't made
take the chicken. You take the chicken, and then what do you do with it? Well, did you cut the chicken, or your mom cut the chicken?
No. That we bought those pre-sliced. I mean, I'm not Julia Child.
Wait. So you believed in Santa, but you were touching yourself. Wait. I have to go back because we lost. It wasn't the feed. It was my shitty. No, it was my shitty old laptop.
And then your shitty.
So
internet.
I know what I'm getting for myself for Christmas. Wait,
new internet.
At what age did you tell your kids that Santa's not real? My kids still believe. Verdi, you guys are fine. Thank you. Wait, so
He meant the feed.
So you believed in Santa, but you were touching yourself. Because I'm going to go through this and then I'm going to continue my story. So yeah. Oh, on a side note, this is way better than that shit show Opie Radio podcast. Wow. Thank you. Love it. Too funny. Okay. What is your favorite dish? Used her credit card. That's what he used. To make the chicken parmesan, you used her credit card. Okay. So anyway, getting back to my story. So I tell my kid to go back to sleep, and I hear them. She goes back to sleep. Wake up about. Usually, I mean, I remember growing up. My brother would wake me at the butt ass crack of dawn. You know, and he'd like punch me out of bed. Get out. Santa's here. My daughter gets up about, I don't know, they wake up and I hear them whispering. Now, my daughter left a note next to the cookies, which I made her swap out for the M&M cookies. Down the milk. Meanwhile, as we're bringing the presents up, I'm eating a cookie, whatever. And
do you eat all the cookies?
I left the head of a snowman, but I drank all the milk because I didn't want it to go bad because I don't like waste. So,
did they leave any carrots?
No. Well, the one year they left carrots, I took Tootsie Rolls and I left them on the floor as reindeer poop. And then I woke up, I'm like, oh, cool. And I ate it and they were freaking out. They were like, you ate reindeer poop. A buddy of mine, my friend Matt, leaves a present on the roof of his house.
Wow.
He's got like a low-hanging roof like I do.
Still.
And he leaves it on the roof of his house like Santa dropped one. I'm like he's determined.
Dedicated.
Yeah. So my daughter left a note. Now the questions on the note for Santa were A, how old are you? B, tell Christopher, which is our stupid elf, to move more. Because because my wife and I always forget to move it. And, like one of us is nudging each other up at 3:00 in the morning. And I forgot what the third question is. But make it snow on Christmas. We want a white Christmas. So I wrote, I said to Juliana and Joey, I am 6,473 years old. I go, I will tell Christopher when he gets back to the North Pole, blah, blah, blah. And I said, I will talk to the weatherman, but remember the weatherman is on the naughty list. And I hear my son. This is my son. Oh my God, Jules, the weatherman's on the naughty list. I can't wait to tell Daddy, because I'm always complaining about the weather. So, because I'm old and cranky.
Really?
Excuse me. Yes, I'm apparently dying.
Mr.
I'm Mr. Crankmeister. So they open up their gifts and they're like, they're crazy, ripping. I mean, it's just paper everywhere. Mm-hmm. It's ridiculous. My mother was there, so I actually enjoyed that because it's like one of the first years my mom spent with the kids on Christmas morning. And then, we start opening up, Stephanie and I start opening our gifts, and my big gift was a New York Rangers bar stool.
Which looked nice.
Looked nice, but was completely broken.
So you couldn't fix it?
I could fix it.
Okay.
Oh no, I could fix it, but it was put together like I'll show you because we didn't return it yet. But I'll tell you, I took your advice, and I went to Twitter. So that Christmas morning, literally after we eat breakfast, I get on my phone, and she got it at Home Goods, so I tweet Home Goods, and I'm like, thank you for ruining. I mean, thank you for ruining
right off the bat.
Right off, I go, thank you for.
You gotta leave.
Oh no, thank you for ruining Christmas. I took pictures of it. I go, I am. I said the one gift that I was
I am appalled.
one of the one gift that I was hoping I got was completely broken. I go
including my heart.
And then I was holding back the whole I'm on a podcast thing, because I knew
now you got to say that's what that was in the chamber.
So
anyone who has a podcast, telling you have a podcast or a YouTube page and you get poor customer service for something, hit them on the Twitter. It's worked about 8 times out of 10. It works successfully.
Right away, my wife thinks I'm an asshole. Okay, 85% correct. Okay, she's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Well, I'm tweeting Home Goods." She's like, "I'll just return it. I'll get another one." I'm like, "We both know that they don't have a second one, because a month ago when my wife bought it, sent me a picture from Home Goods. Do you like any of these? Like, big surprise, thanks. So one was a Ranger recliner, which I was going to buy, which would have replaced that.
Ooh.
That was $400.
All right.
Then there was the stool, and then there was like a Ranger Adirondack beach chair, which I can't get in because of my back.
Funny story about
So right away I tweet them, and then I literally. We're eating breakfast, and 5 minutes later, my phone starts going bling bling. So I'm like, that's Home Goods, and she's like, no, it's not. I go to my phone. Home Goods is now following you on Twitter.
Yep.
Home Goods has now sent you a direct message on Twitter. Dear Frank, blah blah blah. Please contact us. Please send us a copy of the receipt and a phone number where we could reach you. I'm like, all right, this is good. I'm like, I'm getting my money back. I'm like,
welcome to my world.
Right. So. Of course, my wife doesn't know where the receipt is. So finally, we find the receipt at about 7:00 that night. After everybody was quieting down and everything, and I send it to them. I don't hear back from them because it was actually maybe later than that. The next day at work, now this is the 26th, I get a phone call on my phone. I'm doing my route. Hi, this is Steve from Home Goods in Massapequa. I'm the manager. I'm like, hello, Steve. He's like,
hi, Steve.
Hi, Steve. Steve was good. Steve was cool. I tell him what happened. He's like, I saw the pictures. I said, I'm so sorry that Christmas was ruined for you. And I go, look. I said, honestly, if
I may have overreacted.
No. I said if it was fixable, I wouldn't really have an issue. I said, but it looks like the metal is all bent underneath. And he's like, no problem. He goes, what we're going to do is we're going to send you out a Home Goods gift card.
Oh.
Now, I don't shop at Home Goods. My wife shops at Home Goods.
Right.
I don't even know what they have there, except they have tchotchkes that are in my house that 9 out of 10 times I got to hang. Okay? So I know they do have like they have jerky and
what?
Like beef jerky and like candy. They have like a whole candy section and like
in Home Goods.
Yeah, and they have trail mix and stuff. And I eat that for like.
Did you just go? They have trail mix.
Yum yum nums, num nums, num num nums. What's up, Todd? Like? Welcome. It tastes like yum yum yums.
It's salty.
But here's the thing: is I don't want to waste my money on that crap. Okay, so
beef jerky.
So now I'm thinking, all right, it's $100 seat that's completely broken.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, granted it is fixable, but I'm not going to waste my time. I mean, to fix it, I looked at it. I literally have to take the entire thing apart and put it back together again. The whole cushion's got to come off. The metal's got to be flattened out. It's a disaster. Whoever put this together really was like horrible. So, So I call my wife. I'm like, I just heard from Home Goods. I'm getting a gift card. I go, I'm probably getting $100 gift card, figuring it's going to be the cost of the chair.
Let me guess.
So 3 days later, my gift card comes, $25.
You didn't let me guess. Okay.
Well, I'm not going to let you guess because it's my story, goddammit.
I was going to say 10, but all right.
Well, you would have been wrong. So $25. So I'm livid. And I'm like, I have a podcast. I'm ready to call back. On my lunch break, I immediately tweet Home Goods. I go, are you friggin'...
Home Goods watching right now?
I hope they are. I go, are you kidding me? I go, $100 chair that's broken. I go, and you send me a $25 gift card.
Amazon does that.
I could think of 75 other reasons why this is wrong. I go, you will be hearing from me. So I then call the Massapequa store. Okay. What?
But wouldn't you then, if you want a $100 gift card, just return it?
Let me finish. It gets so much better.
But Amazon does do that. Amazon, like if you get something like it goes wrong, they'll be like, oh, we'll give you a gift card. It's like a $10 gift card.
Well, I actually had an Amazon issue, and I'll tell you in a second. So I I get on the phone and I get a different manager. Steve's not there.
Stefan.
No, it was I don't remember. Julie. Let's just say Julie.
Sure.
That sounds like a good name.
Julie.
She's like, well, Steve won't be until Monday. I go, well, have Steve call me. I said, because I'm very irate. I go, so meanwhile, now I get back on my phone with my wife and I tell her, I'm like, oh, she's like, why are you making a big deal out of this? And I'm like, what do you mean, why am I making a big deal out of this? I go, it's $100 freaking chair that's broken, and I'm getting $25 in she's like, well, you're going to return it, aren't you, or you're going to fix it? I go, now I don't even want the chair. It's tainted. I go, I'm like, we ended up getting into a fight over this fucking chair. Okay, so I now decided I'm going to return the chair.
Okay.
I'm going to get the $100 back, and now I got a $25 gift card. So this was after like a 8-hour fight with my wife over I'm being ridiculous, I'm being greedy, and I'm like, no. I go, I'm pissed. So whatever. ... 3 days later, oh no, the Julie. I spoke to Julie. I go, look, I'm not trying to be a pain in the ass here, but I said, I have a very successful podcast.
Oh, the joke's on her.
I said, honestly, I don't want to go that route, but if I have to, I'm going to destroy you guys on social media. I said, so she's like,
we're kind of doing now.
But no, they did right by me.
Okay.
I'm gonna say in the bottom line, because I had an awakening, mostly due to the fact that I got into a fight with my wife. 3 days later, when Steve called me back, and he's like,
"Oh, he called you back."
Oh yeah, he called me back.
That's good.
Kudos. I'm saying home goods. So he's like, Mr. Messina, I heard you were not happy with your 20. I go, no. I said, I got to be honest with you, Steve. I was very disappointed. I said, $100 thing gone wrong. My Christmas completely ruined. Ended up getting into a fight with my wife over it. And I go, and you guys have the heart to send me a $25 gift card in a store that I don't shop in. So my wife's basically getting a $25 gift card. So I go, but you know what? I go, this is what I said to him. I go, I had crazy brain when I called. I go, I've had time to think about it, Steve, and I just want to wish you a happy new year. And he goes, I will be returning the bar stool to your store. He goes, okay, just make sure that, whoever returns it has the receipt. I have the receipt right here.
Okay.
And it will be returned. And with that money, plus some gift cards, I'm getting a PlayStation 4, which you're hooking up. So.
They sell that at Home Goods?
No. Oh. I'm getting $100 cash back.
Okay.
Plus some gift cards that I have.
Oh, those gift cards.
I have like three $50 gift cards. Yeah. So
just get a new chair, you cheap bastard.
They don't make the chair. You stupid bastard. I don't know if I want him on the show now. You're pissing me off.
I want him on the show. He's more than welcome.
All right.
Speaking about gifts, I bought a gift. My godson's birthday is actually D-Day, so it's a few weeks before Christmas. So it kind of fits.
His
here.
Birthday is D-Day?
Verdi, you still haven't returned it yet.
Well, I'm working. My wife.
Don't talk to me. Talk to Verdi.
My wife will be returning because I don't go to that store. Because if I go to the store, I'm gonna probably punch Julie or Steve out. So. So then I get to see what trail mix nums I could have. I'm surprised Verdi stuck around this long on the show.
So I ordered my godson a chair for his birthday, which actually
I have a bar stool if he wants.
Well, he's an Islander fan. So.
Which Bradley? Wait, his birthday's D-Day. You said
December 7th.
That's not D-Day. That's June. D-Day is June 6th.
No, you're right. I'm sorry.
Pearl Harbor Day.
Yeah, I apologize. Yes.
You're a great godfather.
At least I remember his birthday.
No,
I knew it was December 7th. Okay. I just got the thing mixed up.
You just got the wrong part of the war.
Verdi's in the John.
Ew.
That's all right. When you called me, and I was in the shower.
Oh, yeah. When did I call you?
That was like a couple weeks ago.
Don't ever do that again. Do me a favor. Seriously, if you're in the shower, just let it go to voicemail. So why would you do that?
I have a Bluetooth speaker in the shower.
Of course you do, because you have Bluetooth everywhere. You're probably, I hate to say this, your body's probably racked with cancer from head to testicles. Okay, seriously, you have Bluetooth this, you have Bluetooth that.
Well,
is your toothbrush hooked up to Wi-Fi?
No, but they sell one.
Of course they do, and I'm buying it for Christmas.
No, I have the Quip. You ever see that?
Quip?
Q-U-I-P? Toothbrush?
Quip. How come no one thought of that? Quip. You bought the Quip?
I do have a Quip.
How is it? Because I was thinking about doing it.
It's cool. I have the electronic one.
I know.
The motorized one.
We're giving them a free plug right now. You know
That's fine because it's very, it's travel friendly. And,
and it pulsates.
It does.
Tell me more.
And also, like, ships in its own dildo.
Whoa.
So what happens is...
It's for ladies, too. Well, if you live in West
Bluetooth
Village.
in all 2 rooms of my apartment. Really, I could just turn my phone on volume max and I can hear it in the bathroom.
You could touch one wall with another wall with one arm length.
I know I can't raise my arms all the way up in the air, over my head.
Well, you can't do that anyway because, but I mean...
No, these are Duluth Trading T-shirts are awesome.
I'm suing them. Please look at my Facebook profile picture, everybody.
It's amazing. I love it.
That's me. That's their logo, and I'm suing them for my likeness.
This is a double X, but it's long. But I like that. So
I'm proud of you that you admitted that you're a double X.
Oh, yeah, I'm fat. Yeah.
You know it. You know. Shimon.
Wait, am I talking about the toothbrush now or the Bluetooth?
Why don't you just talk about how you picked up the phone when you were in the shower?
Okay, yeah.
You disgusting animal.
So I have a Bluetooth speaker because I like to listen to podcasts when I'm in the shower or old, like Howard Stern or anything like that.
Robin. I invented Bluetooth, Robin. In the shower.
A lot of Eric the actor stuff. So
I never listened to Stern.
I just some not really him. I like some of the whack baggers.
Him.
So because it's connected to my phone, if I get a phone call, I just hit the button. And really, I've never gotten a phone call when I was in the shower. So you were really the first, and I've had the speaker for like a few years now. So I'm like,
money well spent, huh?
So I'm like, all right. So I hit the button. I'm like, hello, and how did I sound?
Like you were in the shower.
Okay.
You were far away, and it was like.
Yeah, it's right. It's like it's right
so
underneath the shower.
I'm like, what are you doing? Oh, I'm in the shower, and I immediately went,
goodbye.
Ew. And I was like, why did you pick up the phone? Well, I have a Bluetooth speaker in my shower. I go, but why? I don't need to talk. I go, why?
Well, if you didn't ask me where I was,
and then I said, well, because why do you have a problem with this? And I go, well, because you're wet and soapy.
Actually, I just got in.
And then that visual entered my brain, and I had to hang up the phone. Don't ever pick up. I don't care if I text you, Larry, I'm dying, and I'm giving you the secret to the key to my safe. Do not pick up the phone. I don't ever want to think about you naked and wet.
We were brought into this world nude.
Not me. I was wearing a suit.
And if I have any luck, I'll be leaving this world nude.
Oh, I don't need that visual in my head either.
So I bought my godson this chair. It's kind of like this rocker, kind of, sort of. From Fancentric, I think it's called. Fancentric.com?
Fanatics?
No. Maybe.
Modal?
So I bought this rocker, Islanders logo on it, and I had his name embroidered onto it. Cool.
Sam.
So it arrives like a couple weeks late. So I was able to give it to him actually for Christmas. So I get the box. I open it. Now my godson is 8. And
he threw it back in your face.
No. He's a big boy. He's playing hockey and everything. He's bulking up. The picture on the website didn't really do it justice as far as the size of the chair that I got that basically fits a Cabbage Patch doll. So I gave him a rocking chair with his name on it that he just can't use. And I even told him, like, look, buddy, I'm sorry.
You're not getting another present.
This one. Here you
Wait,
go.
You didn't return it? You're not going to return it?
It was online.
Okay.
And it had his name on it.
Okay.
It's not like they screwed up the size. I just misread the whole thing.
Okay, but you could still probably return it.
No.
You have a successful podcast.
I do, but that's something a little bit like, look, you got to know your limits. Not like my back and forth with a certain carrier trying to find my clothes that was delivered. Finally.
I know nothing about...
Finally got delivered. I mailed dirty clothes Monday before Thanksgiving.
You're a savage.
Monday before,
you really are.
Monday before Thanksgiving from Los Angeles, 2-day priority. I'll allow 3 days because of Thanksgiving. It got there 4 days before Christmas in New York. And magically, they found the box and delivered it after I put in my my claim for the $50 that it's automatically guaranteed for. And then I got my letter in the mail saying that my claim's denied because the package was delivered.
Well, there you go. Well, I'm glad that the post office finally got it there. It's a busy time. So.
Yeah, okay, whatever. So,
I don't need your kind of shit.
One final thing I want to talk about Christmas, then we'll move on to the next holiday. I don't even know what time it is. Yeah, we have problems with chairs. I don't know what
We're
to tell you,
fat.
Brian. Yeah, we are.
Okay, it's that simple.
I remember
What's up, Bill?
the one toy. Hey, Bill. I remember this one time
What was that?
I got. You don't remember that skit from Saturday Night Live?
No.
Bill, what's the name? It was like.
I remember Fire Marshal Bill from...
No, it was.
Let me tell you something.
It was Will Ferrell. Like they'd be drunk, like Bill Pulaski.
Oh, Bill Barsky or something like that.
something like
yeah.
that, yeah.
I know Bill Barsky could eat a rhinoceros and shit a hippo or something. Yeah. That was... I hated that one. But I remember now. Okay, I remember now.
So I got for Christmas one year. I got which is really funny because I actually saw it in box at Game On and I almost bought it. Shout out to Game On.
The pink Cadillac was my dad's, Bill, so don't make fun of it, okay? But there was a little Indian man driving it, so...
Native American, thank you?
No, he's not Native American, he's Indian.
Oh, he's actually Indian, okay.
So, don't make fun of the Cadillac, all right?
So I got...
Now he's stealing it.
I got the... what's going
What's
on,
up, Paul?
So I got for Christmas the
That
Ghostbusters...
I hurt myself doing that.
The Ghostbusters Firehouse set. Do you remember this thing when we were little?
Not the Lego one.
No. I'm talking like back in like the
Okay.
80s, based on the cartoon.
Okay.
Based
The
on
real
cartoon
Ghostbusters.
The real Ghostbusters, yeah.
The
Not to be
Ghostbusters.
confused with the real Ghostbusters. That was Larry Storch and the monkey.
Right.
Remember that one?
Yes.
Okay. So anyway, and I got a really funny Larry Storch story to tell in the future when I met him.
Is that Larry Storch, the one...
from Married with Children?
Married with Children.
Yeah, the Larry Storch School of Acting that Kelly went to. He was on F Troop.
Okay.
Anyway, so I got this toy.
Oh, yes. Yes, now I remember.
So I got this...
He's dead.
No, I don't think
From
so.
F Troop?
I think he's still alive.
Okay, well, he should be dead.
So I got this Ghostbusters Playhouse, and what was cool about it is that the top was graded opening, and you could pour slime onto it, and it would slime, the Ghostbusters house. Ah, cool. So I get it. My parents set it up.
Do that again?
Yeah, cool.
No,
so my
you didn't do it
parents, it's never fun the second time around. So my parents set it up, and I'm like, all right, cool. I'm going to slime it. So
Where's
I take
my cool stool?
the bucket of slime, and I pour it into the top of the playset, and it just drips down into the playset. I'm like, everyone got slimed. What I didn't realize was that you had to clean it. And 3 days after Christmas, after getting the toy, it was completely destroyed because I forgot to clean the slime, and it hardened onto everything. And just recently...
So you left the slime on the building?
Yeah, that I didn't... And it dripped inside and, gets on everything.
Gummed up all the works.
Absolutely. And it, turned into concrete, almost. What I just realized recently from retelling the story with my mother, I didn't realize this was like the Tickle Me Elmo of, like, the late 80s. So... Like, it was... Like, they had to go to, like, 4 different stores to find it. And I'm sure my dad had to, like... punch somebody.
You're a horrible child.
To get this, and like the trouble they went to get this, and I broke it in 3 days.
Sounds about right. It's funny because as a kid, growing up, there was never like the big gift, like with the Cabbage Patch or the Tickle Me Elmo, or whatever that. I never like went after that.
Okay.
Like I never like
you never wanted those toys.
Yeah, I never said, "Oh, I gotta have that." It's like the most popular.
Ghostbusters
Like I know
Firehouse.
nowadays, like the last couple of years, the kids were into that. Was it the one that's like the whipped cream game where they?
You put your face.
You put your face in it. Yeah, like I remember how the people were going nuts for this, and they couldn't find it, and they were selling it on eBay and all.
The other one with the mouth. Your mouth
All the
open.
Facebook sites. $60, $80 for a $19.99 game,
Yeah,
and
they were doing with the classics.
I was never into that as a kid, and my kids, like my kids might mention it, but they're not really, because my kids are very specific with what they like. My son's very big into Legos now. My daughter's very big into Legos, but very expensive. And my son is now into his Switch. And my daughter's into her Barbies. So now she's got an iPod Touch, so she's into that. Which I have to now worry about every time. What the hell was that?
Good Lord. The Navy's coming in.
Every time she goes onto it, I freak out a little bit more inside. So, but anyway, so Christmas was good, nice and quiet. Ate like a king. And then we had New Year's.
Tamagotchis and Furbies. The Furby craze. Yeah,
I think that was a little bit after me, but I remember. Brian is like in his 30s. I think maybe.
No.
Yeah. You still have it, don't you?
Tamagotchi?
Didn't you have one that's dead like 3 times?
No, I got a new one. They re-released it like a year ago for the 20th anniversary.
He's still a 7-year-old.
And it killed itself because it pooped itself to death, and I never cleaned the poop, so it just died.
This is that little.
Yeah, the battery finally ran out on it.
Does your wreath still work?
No, it kept falling. I couldn't get it to hang.
Larry had a wreath that.
I had shout out to Rite Aid. They had the best batteries on the market. I had just a regular old wreath that I would hang on my front door, with lights, whatever, nothing fancy. I threw they were just Rite Aid brand batteries into it, 2 AA's. Long story short, it was on consistently for about a year and a half almost.
Yeah,
I mean, the wreath was up and blinking during the summertime. I never turned it off, and it lasted literally forever.
I'm shocked it lasted that long.
It lasted a long time. Since then, all I buy are Rite Aid batteries. It's amazing.
Well, there you go. So New Year's Eve, rocking in the New Year's, very rainy out.
Yeah, it was. It was.
A few things. We had our neighbors over.
That was cool.
Yeah, just I invited you over, but there would be 4 kids in the house, and I know how much you love that. So, but my neighbors left about 10 because they have a younger child. So there was just the wife and the kids, and they stayed up. 2 things I want to talk about New Year's Eve, which was, no, I'm not praising Rite Aid. It sounds backwards to me. Hey, Brian, you know what? I've just about had enough of you.
Praise Rite Aid.
I'm shitting. Brian is recently married, so his wife probably drags him to Home Goods every Sunday to buy things for their house. So enjoy that newlywed life. You'll see in about 10 years.
That's not nice to say.
Did you say hey?
Uh-oh.
No, I'm not doing it. I get too much of a headache. Maybe if you're nice.
What do you mean you don't do it?
I do it. Sometimes he just takes over. But
exactly.
But I want to finish my story first. So 2 things I want to talk about is Christina Aguilera. Who I guess was the big draw as opposed to Mariah Carey from a few years ago.
Mariah Carey didn't want to strike out 3 times.
For those who have children or who just like those kinds of movies, Christina Aguilera looked exactly like the fairy godmother from Shrek 2. All night long, I couldn't place it, and then I just went online, and of course, some genius, God bless him or her, whoever it was, made a meme, put them side by side, and now I can't unsee it.
It was weird. She was butchering, in my opinion, her own songs. She was doing her early classics, Genie in the Bottle. I think the only one she didn't do was Dirty.
Well, yeah, but she was wearing a very weird...
Is she pregnant?
More power to her.
She looked a little...
Well, so do me and you.
No, but I'm just saying,
Yeah, well, she fluctuates. I don't, that doesn't mean anything to me.
I'm just saying,
I'm just saying.
Hey.
So, and the second part of the night, which the retro gamer and you will enjoy, is for Christmas, my son got a Nerf gun that holds about 80 rounds.
Everyone got these Nerf
and
guns.
Well, we know our friend who works for DSMY got about 80 of them today. But so my wife starts shooting my kids with the Nerf gun, and they start bouncing back and forth. This is at like 12:10, mind you, after they came in from shooting off those stupid things in the rain.
Okay.
So they're playing. She's playing live duck hunt with my kids, and I'm just laughing. Okay, and I'm a little buzzed because I had a few drinks.
You come up from behind the couch.
No, yeah, like the dog. No, but my son was really running back and forth. My daughter's running back and forth, and then boom. They slam into each other. No, they got back up, and my wife is just nailing them with the chew, chew, chew. And I didn't realize my wife's got good aim, so I better be on my best behavior because she'll shoot me.
Did anyone, the second player, control the ducks?
No, it was only one Nerf gun. Okay, stop being so nerdy. Then my son, so they go to bed. We go to bed. It's like now 3:30 in the morning, and my son wakes up
3:30 in the morning,
hysterical crying.
Oh, okay.
He's sick.
Ooh,
and take him to urgent care New Year's Day, and he's got strep.
Oh.
So yeah, good way to start the new year.
It's terrible,
but better way to start the new year than 3 major celebrities who died.
Yeah,
that segue. Was that a good?
I like it.
She's dragging me to go get ice cream. She's telling me to shut this off. She was Cold Stone. Will you tell Nina you're stuck here until this is over? Then you can get Cold Stone, and then you can bring me some.
Cold Stone's awesome.
I love Cold Stone.
Yeah, what is it? The Oktoberfest. That is awesome.
I don't know what that one is.
Or October.
I haven't been there.
It's like
I haven't been to
chocolate.
Cold Stone since I had the diabetes.
Yeah, it's
So-
Cold Stone. Remember the song they would sing?
No. Oh yeah,
They
yeah.
sing like a ditty?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Used to if you tip them. Verdi fell asleep at 11:50. Yeah, I was pretty much ready to pass out. Again, I was also buzzed. So
Yeah.
I mean,
It was a Monday, so I watched Raw. So that got me till about 11 o'clock because it was taped. And then from there on, I would watch. Kind of bounce back because I keep forgetting some of the channels break into the news for a half hour. So I was kind of it was either Steve Harvey, who now is taking over the Fox broadcast with Maria Menounos.
did he say Happy Easter?
I think they're over that.
My thing is now someone brought up a very good point. I forgot where I heard it, but someone said, "What are you offended about?"
We're here to offend.
Yes, that's what this podcast is about. When do you think Ryan Seacrest is no longer going to call it? Did you tell me this?
I think I had this, because it's called Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve
With Ryan
Seacrest.
When's it going to be just Ryan Seacrest Rockin' Eve?
Maybe when he has his stroke?
Or
So
when
then
he
it's
dies, so then it's going to be what, like...
Brian Dunkelman's
Peter, yeah...
Nope.
No,
Don't get
Peter
it?
Dinklage. Peter Dinklage's Rockin' New Year's Eve with Ryan Seacrest and the floating head of Dick Clark.
Luke from Modern Family is going to take it over.
Yeah, right.
5, 4,
Happy New
2,
Year.
12.
12. Leave Dick Clark alone.
He's dead. Yeah. But you know who else is dead? We lost 3 people.
On January 1st, wasn't it?
No. It was probably the 2nd or the 3rd.
Whatever.
I feel like it was
What's
yesterday.
today? Today's the 4th, so it might have been the 2nd.
Second. It was the 2nd. We lost... I'm going to do it in order for me, for least favorite to most favorite. We lost the captain from Captain and Tennille.
Well, that's my favorite.
Okay.
No, he's not.
We lost Bob Einstein. I know him as Super Dave Osborne.
Super Dave Osborne. Just call him Super
Dave.
He was
Osborne.
later on Curb Your Enthusiasm.
He was on Curb.
Yeah, but
I
a legend. Where did that originate, Super Dave Osborne?
Super Dave Osborne, I think he was...
But it was part of a show. It was a tag on, like, remember how The Simpsons was part of the Tracy Ullman show?
First...
Gary Shandling?
He may have... No, I don't think so.
If only I had something in front of me.
Hold on, let me see if I can get this. I think he may have been on, like, the old Letterman show, like when he was on NBC.
I'm sorry, Nina.
Late Night with David Letterman?
Yeah.
I think. But Super Dave actually had his own show on Showtime.
Yes, yeah, I remember that.
His own variety show. And his first, you know who his first guest was?
No.
Ray Charles.
Really?
That's how big name. And then...
Bet you didn't see that coming.
Hell. And then he had another show, another variety show, and had Ray Charles was back on. Let's back up for a second. Super Dave Osborne, this character, Super Dave, was a stuntman, but all of his stunts would always go wrong.
Right.
It was some of the
and they
funniest
used the worst
stuff.
dummy in the world.
Oh, yeah, obviously, clearly. And then, who was it? Mr. Fuji was his, no relation to the other Mr. Fuji. Fuji, no, it wasn't Mr. Fuji, it was Fuji. Was his, like, stunt coordinator.
Yeah.
And I think it was someone else that always was with him as well. I can't remember. But I remember from the old Showtime show, or I guess a new one at that point, when they had Ray Charles on again, like the stunt, and usually it wasn't even like a stunt. Like I remember one time, like he was working like a drive-through, and they're like, "Oh, we just installed this new drive-through. Like, here's the idea. It's quick service. So they come through, don't even stop, just give them the food."
Bob Einstein, his name was.
Bob Einstein. His
Wow.
brother's Albert Brooks.
Not Albert Einstein?
Nope.
Ah.
Yeah. But that's Albert Einstein's real name, but he renamed himself Albert Brooks. So I remember he sat in the drive-thru, and then they do this cut, and like Frank said, it is clearly a dummy. Like, there's no mistaking it. It's very funny. And then, like, be like, all right, come get your order, and just out of nowhere, the car would just blow through the drive-thru stand, and you hear him scream and stuff. It's very funny. He even had a movie, The Extreme Adventures of Super Dave.
Right. Oh, he was
Terrible
also in
movie,
Living
but it was-
Color. It says in Living Color. I'm saying it says Super Dave in 87 and 91, but I guess it was Late Night with David Letterman. He was a recurring guest.
Yeah.
That's probably where
So
it came
definitely,
from.
if you get a chance, go check out some clips of Super Dave Osborne. It's some of the funniest stuff. You even had a cartoon for a while.
I wouldn't be
The Super Dave
surprised.
cartoon. So
Thank you, Verdi.
He passed away, and then of course the one that hit me the most. I didn't hit a lot of people, and
I was actually upset about it because that's part of my childhood as well.
and this part I like when this. Well, I don't like when they die, but when other news outlets that aren't related to professional wrestling be like, our thoughts and prayers, and so and so died. We lost
Thoughts and prayers.
We lost Mean Gene Okerlund. Mean Gene Okerlund, probably one of the best interviewers. No one has done it like him before him, and no one's done it like him since. He was the guy. Just everyone knows Mean Gene, and everyone can remember like Hogan. Hulk Hogan. Whenever he interviewed Hogan, Hogan always started the same way.
Okay, brother.
No, he'd be like, "Well, let me tell you something, Mean Gene." He'd always say that. The Iron Sheik would always call him Gene Mean. Well, let me Gene Mean. Blah blah blah. One of the most epic moments. I remember watching this live, and again, you can watch it on YouTube because on the WWE Network they edited it. But it was SummerSlam '89, and he was interviewing Ravishing Rick Rude. So it was Rick Rude, Mean Gene Okerlund, Bobby Heenan, which actually sucks, because all three of them are now dead. But and he goes,
these things happen.
As you know, the Ultimate Warrior. And as soon as he said that, the logo that was behind him, the SummerSlam logo, falls, which was not supposed to happen.
I remember that.
This was live on pay-per-view.
I remember that.
And Gene Okerlund turns around and just goes, "Fuck it." on live television. They cut back to the arena, and then they get back, and then you see it
Was that the first time that he actually
no, there's...
Well, I'm saying it was very rare that he did that. That he broke character.
Actually, the more I'm watching a lot of these clips, like tributes, he started in the AWA, which is up in Minnesota, run by Vern Gagne. And that's where actually a lot of people started. So he did some interviews up there, and there's a few interviews where he, even in WWE, where he completely broke. And back then, it was filmed live to tape, which means it wasn't aired live,
right?
But they didn't do any editing to it. And there's this one clip from the AWA where he was interviewing Dr. Death, David Schultz, who's very famous for slapping the reporter from 2020.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
John Sosson.
When he asked him, it's wrestling. When he said wrestling fake, is it fake now?
Yeah, I love that clip. So Dr.
I don't know what
Death,
the hell that was.
David Schultz was cutting a promo on Hulk Hogan. This is back in the mid 80s.
All right, we lost the viewer. Stop talking about wrestling.
So it was about the early 80s. Now, so you gotta, think of it, the time frame. And Dr. Death is like, "Well, I was in San Francisco trying to find Hulk Hogan, and you know how it is in San Francisco. You can't find a woman anywhere. And Hulk Hogan down there, he's, you're with your kind down there." Basically calling him a homosexual.
Why would he say that?
Because San Francisco.
What about, that's like the city of brotherly love, isn't it?
That would be Philadelphia.
That's what I said.
So
wait, so I understand that San Francisco they have rice-a-roni. That's a San Francisco treat. They have Alcatraz. I don't understand why would Hulk Hogan be with rice-eating prisoners?
He was implying that he was gay.
But why?
Because that's what because back in the early 80s, that was a derogatory thing to say somebody.
But why San Francisco?
I don't know. Because there's a large homosexual crowd down there.
Oh, that's all you had to say.
Good. But Mean Gene Okerlund is completely losing it. He is just laughing to the point where he's turning away from the camera, and then they zoom in.
I never saw that.
I never saw it too. And a couple times Randy Savage was interviewing him. I think it was a good one. He was talking about how Ricky Steamboat was just Savage brings him a little cup.
Randy Savage. I'm sorry, Randy Savage and Roddy Piper were my two favorite.
They were good ones. Yep.
And they're both dead.
Yeah, fortunately.
That upsets me.
Yeah, the guy's dying early.
Yeah.
So anyway,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say. So go. Obviously I can talk about Mean Gene Okerlund until the cows come home.
Not you. Really? Wrestling? You
did the 900 line in WCW, but he was so good on the mic because he was so.
All right, we're down. We lost 3 listeners.
That's fine. So everyone nowadays is so to the script. But he was just able to flow with it and just work off the cuff. So definitely, if you can, check out some awesome Mean Gene things. And here's the kicker, though. What did all three of them have in common?
They all became ghosts.
Well, this is true.
They're all men.
This is true.
You tell me.
They were all 76 years old.
That is crazy.
Which is
I
very
knew that.
weird.
I was just.
I know.
No, that was very weird.
So
that was very weird.
If you're 75 or 76 this year,
sorry,
it's gonna be a tough one.
These things are gonna happen.
Yeah. So those are three. Well, two. Really wasn't a big Captain and Tennille fan. No offense.
Yeah. Well,
I can't even name one of their songs.
Love.
Oh, that's him.
Love will keep us together. I think. I don't know. I could be wrong. So, beginning the fact that it is the new year, how about any New Year's resolutions, Larry?
No, because I'm not going to do any resolutions, because then when I break them, it's going to be like, ugh, we're doing it. I'm doing that again.
Okay. Any promises to yourself?
No promises, because if I break them again, but basically what I'm doing is 2019 for me is basically going to be a restart, just with everything, physically, mentally, emotionally. It's just I'm restarting. I'm not going to say restarting my life in 2019, but if I want to see 2020, I have to make changes in 2019.
Whoa, you're scaring me here. What do you mean if you want to see 2020?
No, I'm just...
That's first of all, you can watch 2020 on ABC.
I already saw that meme. Someone already...
Oh, did they? Damn it, I missed that. I didn't even know that. I was okay.
They want Barbara Walters to host New Year's Rockin' Eve next year. So like,
she say,
this
welcome
is Barbara Walters. Welcome to 20... And this is 2020.
See, I wouldn't mind that. But you're scaring me.
I'm being very facetious. But in my mind, it's like... Well, no, that's going to sound bad as well. Just basically, I just need to make changes.
Okay.
Health-wise, financially, all this stuff, which I plan on doing.
It's not your fault.
No, this is not a bad thing. So you're not going to get me on that. Yeah.
Just kill 2 fucking bits in a row. Just kill 2.
What was the first one?
No, just keep going. No. Keep going. New Year's resolution, suck it. Go on. Keep going. Just keep killing the bits.
So,
welcome to your last episode. Thank you for coming. Go on.
I'm still sweeping up the fourth wall.
You're making up
time.
Stop it. There's no fourth wall.
Stop
Stop at the fourth wall crap. All right, so that's good. I'd like to see New Year, New Larry.
That's what I'm trying to 2019, because I'm going to be 40 in 2020. So this is like my last year to really get everything
I remember 40.
kind of up and running.
40 was a good year. That was many years ago.
I really feel... And
the sea was angry that day, my friends.
Like an old man trying to return soup.
Where is that from?
It's from Seinfeld. That's from Seinfeld. When I turned 30, I just lost it. I could not handle turning 30.
Why?
Because back then, I'm like, I'm not married at this point. I don't have kids. And I had aspirations.
Nobody was.
To be married and have kids.
But none of your friends were married and kids at 30.
But in my head, I'm like, I wasn't even on that path. And, I mean, nowadays, I'm good. But you're walking through the forest the wrong way in a rainstorm. Hello. Yeah, no, I did not take turning 30 good at all. I had a damn near panic attack, and I'm a little worried that may happen again at 40, because at that point, it's just all down. I mean, once you turn 40, it is all downhill from there.
It says it right there on our screen, all downhill at 40.
Oh, did I miss that?
Someone wrote that, yes. So, Anthony wrote that.
Because at that point, you're on the back nine of life, so...
How do you think I feel? I'm only 6 glorious years away from 50.
Yeah, I know.
So,
but again, we've talked.
I look good.
We talked about this before. You will be taken care of. I'm going to be found dead in a stranger's apartment.
How am I going to be taken care of?
So
how am I going to be?
Your kids.
They're not going to take care of me.
They ultimately will.
My son
be there.
My son will put me in a state-run home where some Jamaican man's going to rape me every single night.
Wow.
Hello, Mr. Frank. Come take my organ. Yeah, I'm going to die alone in bed with shit in my diaper, okay?
I'm going to be found like 2 weeks later.
Pretty much.
And that's probably at that point all my friends are going to be dead.
Well, me and Anthony, we said we'll clean out your apartment.
And by then, though,
what?
Probably be good to go.
Really? Okay. I'm getting the Funkos, just letting you know right now.
Like, if I drop dead tomorrow, I'm going to need you to...
Well, what do you think? You're 38, so you think at 48 that you're not going to have any toys in your apartment? Besides the fleshlight.
Oh,
what?
I don't know one of those.
Not yet. Is your mom still on? All right, so I just want... This is going completely downhill. One thing I do want to talk about.
How long have we been on?
I don't know.
Okay.
What am I, a professional?
What time is it?
It's 10:20.
Okay,
hour and 20 minutes.
An hour and a half.
All right, well, we're almost done.
I'm just curious.
One thing I want to talk about is our ratings and reviews. We
Yes.
got another review, a very nice review.
Good.
From
Somebody.
I had it. I lost it when my computer froze. But it was actually from one of our fans of the show, Brienne.
Oh, okay.
Nice 5-star review on iTunes, and a nice few words. So my thing is though,
So waiting for my baseballs, Brian.
that was a Christmas present for me for delivering the mail. That has nothing to do with you or the podcast. Get it out of your head. You're not getting any baseballs. I'm going to throw a baseball at your skull if you keep talking about it. Okay,
Where's the puck?
right there, signed, or the hockey wall.
Oh, okay.
Okay. See it up there?
I do now.
Okay, that's the hockey wall. That's some baseball crap over there.
We're not the only ones. You just use it to prop something up.
Listen.
I'm kidding.
Listen. You guys, the fans, promised me that by the end of 2018, I would have double digits in reviews. I'm at 9. I'm disappointed in you. And I'm calling you out. It doesn't take more than 5 seconds, not even
Not
a
at
second.
all.
Share it.
You can tell us we're shitheads. As long as it's 5 stars.
Yeah, you could tell me that the squirrels like nuts. I don't care. Go on iTunes. And please, 5-star. The more reviews and 5-star ratings we get, the higher up the charts we go, and we maybe get some advertising and maybe make a better product.
We may actually be featured on Spreaker's website.
We might like the retro gamers is
been.
I know that's your flagship thing. Me and Yin Yang get screwed over. Poor Chew's like the third redheaded stepchild. I'm like
his audio. So
I'm like like Chew is like Sam from Different Strokes, and I'm Oliver from the Brady Bunch. I get it. Rippo, I get it, is like Blair from Facts of Life. She's, the beautiful one. Okay, I get it. Okay. Retro game is, yin and yang and better head party, and then, more wrestling. Okay, I get it. You're a network. I get it.
Talking more wrestling.
But, not for nothing here.
Seasonal thing.
I don't think the promotion for the rest of your network is important as your retro gamers with your thousands of followers, and we have 156 likes.
I keep trying to share it.
When are we getting merch?
As soon as I can figure out, or you figure out,
with merch and
website.
business cards and other things.
Well, business cards, we can do that.
Okay, well, let's get moving.
All right.
Production meetings, let's go. 2019, we're going to give you a better product, but I need you, the fans. Okay, and I'm also talking to
you. I need you. You.
In the morning.
You.
When my soul's on fire.
Ooh, you.
You. Come on, man. I love that movie. You really going to battle Blues Brothers with me? Get the hell out of here, man.
Oh, man.
They have SCMUDs.
Nazis.
I hate Illinois Nazis.
You know what SCMUD stood for?
Scrooge. You said his name twice. Who? I don't know. What?
You know what SCMUD stood for?
SCMUDs. State, County, Municipal, something database.
Oh, State, County, Municipal Offender Data System.
SCMUDs. So, do you know what the name of the salon that
Curl
carried?
Up and Die Salon.
Very good, Larry. I'm impressed. Somebody asked me that, and I got it right. But here's one you don't know: the car she drove.
Oh,
a '76 Pontiac Grand Prix.
Ah, nice.
I have a '78. So.
I like to see when another one. I'm asking now, but I don't remember it. She was reading a manual.
Yes, I think it was.
It was like an M.
No, it was the flamethrower. It might have been the flamethrower. That she used in the later scene. Yeah, how to use.
No, it wasn't the
rocket launcher.
Maybe the rocket.
It was a rocket launcher.
And I always found weird the Foley effects used for
bricks.
The bricks.
No,
it always sounded.
Those were real bricks, but those were new. You could tell those were new bricks. You could tell them. And it's bothered me. There's little things in movies. There's things in movies that bother me.
Like what doesn't bother me is they're covered in dust, and then they cut, and then they're perfectly clean. Which I'm fine by that. I can deal with that.
You could hear those bricks that are rubbing together are the sound of new. The sound of new bricks. These are new. These are old. The clay on clay. Yeah.
The clicking.
You got my cheese whiz, boy.
He throws it at him.
Yeah, I love it.
What was the guy watching on TV?
Wrestling?
Professional wrestling.
All right. Okay. So please, no. Again, getting back to we always get sidetracked. Please like, review, share it. We need to get our name out there, but we want 2019 to be a bigger year for the podcast.
And it will be.
like I said, more ratings we get, the better half you will be better.
Waka waka.
Waka waka. So please, I beg you. We have some old news.
Do we?
Get off my lawn. You better find that drop, okay?
I didn't even know we were still doing that.
No, we're still doing that.
Oh.
Okay, so I have to leave the feed for a second. Hopefully I can get... Okay, so this was sent in from listener Glenn.
Hey, all
who's
right,
always providing us with great,
Yes.
great articles for old news. And it was actually glad because I didn't have any up until about 3 o'clock this afternoon because it's been just an insane week with my son being sick. I'm back to work. There's just not to mention the fact that my burner was on the fritz on the 33-degree weather day. My son was home sick, so
you're on your heat.
The thermostat, the actual thermostat broke.
Oof.
So, but it's all taken care of. It's all fixed. It's fine. It didn't cost me a penny. So,
That's good.
So again, for those new to the podcast, no. Oh, I see what you did there. No. It is, well, see, if you owned a home, Larry, and you had don't compliment yourself, because if you owned a home, you'd realize you'd get a contract with your oil guy.
Oh.
And it was included. All repairs were included in my contract, so I didn't have to pay anything. But I gave him a nice.
No desire of owning a home.
Oh, I wish I never owned a home because, as Verdi can contest, when we had the apartment, if something broke, I just called upstairs and I went, Tony, the oven glass door broke. I don't know how. Guess who's the phone call now? Me. I'm my own phone call, or I'm calling a utility guy to come fix my house. Okay?
At like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Nothing ever breaks at like 3 in the afternoon.
Never.
Or like 9 in the morning when I
remember every time a hurricane or a strong storm was coming in, the basement would always flood at about 2 o'clock in the morning.
Real quick, did I tell the story of my? No, because I didn't. Real quick before we get to old news, talking about owning a home. I had to replace the handle on my toilet bowl.
Okay.
Okay.
I've done that before.
Christmas Eve it breaks.
I did not.
When I have people coming over
Ooh.
for Christmas. Okay. So I do a quick swap. I take the not often used bathroom down here. I take the handle off and I bring it to the one upstairs, which is broken.
Okay.
I go to Home Depot. I get a new handle. Okay. I don't have time to do it because I'm working.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now my mother is coming, and my neighbors are coming over New Year's Eve. We have the kids. I have to fix this. Okay, so New Year's Eve, and I'll make this really quick. I go to replace the handle. I have the handle, real easy to do. I go to replace the handle, and because the toilet bowl is old, all the other parts are old. So I'm putting a new handle.
Oh, I gotcha.
And my hand, when I was putting it on, I went like this, and I nudged the thing that floats. The floaty thing,
is that called the bladder or something?
Whatever. It's like no, whatever. And the whole thing just snaps.
Oh no!
So I'm like, I put it down, but I don't see that it snaps.
Yeah.
The base snaps. So I'm like, I put the water in. I flush the toilet. I'm like, oh, perfect. The handle works. Poof! This thing just shoots up in the air. I'm like, what the hell is that? So I push it back down again. I thought maybe I had to snap it in, but no. And then I see a piece of plastic floating in the water. I'm like, well, that's not good. Back to Home Depot.
Oh, man.
I get 2 of them. I have to return one.
Okay.
I get 2 of them because I have the one that's the part and one that's like the universal one, but it actually saves you water and cleans your toilet at the same time.
I've seen those. You ever see the one that puts
for
the
$8
sink on top of the back of the toilet?
For $8 less. I'm like, well, that can't be right.
Yeah.
So whatever. I buy both of them. I use the part that goes for it, and it's not lining up. I just can't get it to line. For some reason, I'm doing everything right. I'm YouTube videoing, and I'm like, this is not that hard. Finally, my neighbor up the block is a plumber. He does commercial plumbing.
Okay.
So but you think commercial plumbing, fixing a toilet should be,
Easy
like
peasy.
eating a donut, So he comes along, he's like, yeah, I don't really know how to do this. And I'm like, you're a plumber. I'm like, this is right up your alley. I mean, I got stamps up the wazoo if you need, bro. I'm like,
You really?
No. I got to wait online like everybody else. What do you think? I'm special? So, he finally, the wrench I was using was the wrong wrench, so he just goes in. What happened is underneath the tank is a pipe that goes from the wall to the tank where the water comes in.
Yeah.
It's a water pipe.
Yeah, it's called your water feed. And then the water feed
right.
goes into the bladder. That allows for the pump to actually float, and it levels off. Once it levels off, it shuts the water off after you flush it. Because what happens is the pressure builds up. Once the pressure is diverted out of that, then it starts to level, and then you're good. And all that water then ends up in the bowl eventually.
Good. God punished you. So,
God hates
as I
ugly.
was saying, the problem was I have all these new parts now in the toilet. What'd you do?
Nope, we're good.
See, good. You deserve this. So, the pipe coming out now, all the new
Welcome to
toilet
hour
bowls,
3.
all the new toilet bowls are flexible pipe.
Yes.
The one I have is a solid piece of steel,
Ah.
so it's not matching up. So, using my neighbor came over using my hands while he was tightening it and loosening it.
Thank you.
We got it, and all fixed. But I spent pretty much the whole day New Year's Eve on the floor of my toilet of my bathroom. So.
I've spent New Year's Eve on the floor of the toilet as well.
Well, yeah, it's true. Yeah, by the way, I agree with Verdi. I actually was very impressed with what you just did. So I don't know if that was some sort of script or you actually knew that. I was a plumber in my past life.
Actually, my grandfather was a plumber by
Okay.
trade. My mother's father.
Okay.
That's where I got the plumber's.
Was he grandpa with the water or that was grandma?
That was grandma with the water.
I know. Just saying. All right. You ready for some old news?
And that's how I got the plumbing merit badge.
From the Boy Scouts?
Yep.
Yeah. My son don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Yeah. So, all right. Anyway, so this was sent from listener Glenn. Sorry about that complete off tangent.
Okay, shocked Verdi's still watching.
Yeah, I am too. We're probably going to get abused for this later for some reason.
Yeah.
He usually likes to. I'm going to probably get thrown in the weeds. Okay, so for those who aren't aware, with old news, I will read an article. I have not read the article, and Larry usually tries to guess what state or city it is from. Florida is usually a front runner. New Mexico, I think, is in second.
England's been
England
sneaking in.
has
Yep.
been stepping up. So okay,
Crazy.
I'll read part of this. This is actually covers a lot of bases here. So, blank woman robs postal truck with fake gun, fled on tricycle, and then claimed she's God. This should be obvious to you.
Wow. Well, claim she's God. I feel like that's either like Texas or the Bible Belt, but I'm going to go with North Carolina.
Florida.
Ooh.
Yeah, I tricked you there.
All right.
Florida woman robs postal truck with a fake gun, fled on tricycle, and claimed she's God. This is from last year, December 29th. Authorities say Naples, Florida. Oh, yeah, that's a real shit kick of town. Naples, Florida. Authorities say a Florida woman claiming to be God held up a postal truck. I'm offended. Stole a single package and then fled on a tricycle. Okay.
What the hell is that song from Revenge of the Nerds?
Oh, with Takashi, right?
If I wasn't using my phone for the broadcast,
all right.
is why I need a second phone.
We could add that in post. The Naples Daily News reports that the robbery occurred December 22nd in a North Naples neighborhood. The Collier County Sheriff's Office says 52-year-old Lida Crisostomo
That sounds
pointed a replica
religious.
pistol at a jogger and stopped a mail truck.
Wait.
I don't get it either. Either this is bad
Okay.
reporting.
I'm going to guess bad reporting.
Deputies say
Fake news.
she then fled after taking a package. When deputies caught up to Crisostomo later Saturday, they say she yelled that she was God and that she was hearing voices.
Voices.
That's okay, crazy lady. Crisostomo was charged with felony, armed robbery, and aggravated assault. She was being held on $25,000 bail. Jail records didn't list whether she had an attorney who would comment.
Her attorney, Jesus.
Vincent J. Gambini. Okay, so that's one. So that's.
I mean, that's maybe. What if? I would say, what if she was God? But I don't know. I don't see God sticking anybody up with a pistol.
I don't either.
He likes to play the skee ball machine at the Jersey Shore.
I don't know where you're going with that. No.
Anyway, let's see what the comments say about that.
Hello. Don't do that. Okay. This actually, when I read this, I thought it might have been you.
What?
Naked man tears down neighbor's decorations. Wait, that's the wrong article. Sorry.
Now I'm interested.
Police. Naked man tears down neighbor's holiday decorations. Where are we going from?
I'm going to say California.
Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Oh,
It's cold in Green Bay in the winter. What is this guy thinking?
That's like, what's his face? What do you say? Brett Favre. They used to run around. Brett Favre used to run around before the game. Before I think the place even opened, would do a few laps around
the Waffle House.
No, around what the hell is the stadium called over there?
War Memorial Stadium.
Packer Stadium. Either naked or in his boxers.
Okay. Anyway, investigators say a 61-year-old Wisconsin man was arrested for tearing down a neighbor's Christmas decorations while drunk and naked.
They do go hand in hand.
The Green Bay Gazette reports that Gregory Brannigan faces... Gregory Brannigan was the coolest guy I ever met. Faces misdemeanor charges of disorderly conduct and resisting an officer.
Resisting an officer?
Yeah.
What?
If I was the officer, I'd resist. Come on, Greg, seriously.
Put that away.
A criminal complaint shows Brannigan's neighbor called police Wednesday after to report that he was naked, kicking her door and tearing down her decorations. The neighbor told police Brannigan appeared intoxicated.
I would hope.
Officers say the Green Bay man was stumbling and told officers he needed to take care of supposed drug dealers in a neighbor's apartment. I know when I go after drug dealers, I always strip down naked and have some...
That's the best form of offense.
Yes.
Because I don't care what you are.
If a naked man is attacking me, I'm like, whoa.
That's
Investigators say a breath test estimated his blood alcohol level at 0.21,
wow.
more than twice the legal
Verdi.
limit for driving. Daisy Bell sung in Japanese was the song. Wow, Verdi.
Well, it took him long enough to look it up on Wikipedia.
Well, he's a good guy. He's like a
Wait,
third.
what the hell is Daisy Bell?
I guess that's the name of the song. Sung in Japanese. In Japanese. Yeah. Hair pie.
The 80s were awesome.
You know, you cannot make that movie today.
Oh,
think about
it.
Think about
no, I know.
the rape.
Oh yeah,
of when he goes down on her in the moon room.
The moon? Yeah.
He raped her.
Basically,
he orally raped her. You're that nerd.
Hold on. Animal House, topless 13-year-old.
Oh, molestation, statutory rape. It's ridiculous.
It just. Belushi, just like he turns around and does he turn to the camera or he looks at the camera?
He looks at the camera and he goes and then he goes,
yeah, that's what it was, yes.
Yeah. I like they broke the fourth wall.
Of course.
Much like Zach from what do you call it?
Time Out.
Oh yeah, he did the whole time out and AC Slater's like this.
Though
I'm like, what the hell's going on?
He only talked to the camera once in that very special episode, which I don't think we mentioned.
I don't even think
normally he's talking to the camera a lot.
He did it about 3 times in the 2-parter, and that's the only reason why I watched those 2 episodes. Is a 2-parter. I'm like, Stephanie, it's a 2-parter. She's like, why are you watching this? I'm like, I don't know. It sucked me in.
Almost like what's her face?
Who?
Would you like to swing on us?
Okay, we're really singing gay shit tonight.
Carry moonbeams home in a jar.
You'll be better off than you are. Or would you rather be a fish? A fish is an animal that lives in a brook. He can't drive a car, read a book. What's so funny?
Oh, I'm getting lightheaded again.
What was that?
Out of This World.
I know, Out of This World with, her name was like...
Oh, I don't remember her name.
Something like Donna Pascal. She reminded me a little of JoJo. I'm not going to lie. Look it up, Verdi. You'll agree. And then, did she have like a talking cat?
No, that's Sabrina.
Oh. What did she? She had some talking something.
No, she had. Well, her father was
an orb. He was like a
triangle thing.
Yeah, and he had the gay next door neighbor friend.
Yeah,
who wore glasses like this.
I'm just reading.
Read it out loud. Actually, that because
it's going to disappear on me in a moment.
The scene when we saw an Asian guy riding a girl's bike. I love the comments. We need to do more live episodes.
We're doing them every other month, folks. Remember. Right. Every 4th episode will be live.
Court documents don't list in it. Oh, I read that already. Okay, so that one, I remember that show. There's one more.
We got a lot of old news.
Old news. Okay.
You know what bothered me about the first few episodes of Alf? He had the deeper voice.
Well, the same thing when the original Homer Simpson.
Yes.
He talked like this more.
Yeah. And you want to go for some Frosty Treats, boy?
Frosty Treats, boy.
Same thing with Married with Children. Like the end of every episode in season 1, Al be like, I love you, Peg. Like, oh, I love you, Al. Like season 2, They're at each other's throats every time.
More like when I go doom boom boom.
No, don't do that. Wait
No, we're not
still
going.
going.
No,
We're still going.
Out of this world, right? That was the name. Out of this
Go to
world.
commercial.
There was a show.
For Christmas, I bought like 4 TV series. I had some gift cards. That's what made me think about Alf, Married with Children. I picked up.
Hey Willie. There was one episode.
He hated doing that show.
I know. He was like a Shakespearean actor or something.
So was Ed O'Neill.
So was like Robert Reed.
Robert Reed. So was Leslie Nielsen. Was a theatrical thespian.
Hey, you got to pay the bills,
whatever.
man. But no, there was an episode of Alf. I don't remember. I vaguely remember that show. I mean, I watched it, but good night, Mrs. Achmanik, wherever you are. Right? That's like the big thing at the end, right? Yeah. But there was no way where the stupid kid, the son, had to put on a play, and he was asparagus. Do you remember this?
I remember that vaguely.
And the father had to write like a little ditty for the kid, and he kept going, asparagus, asparagus, you put it on your table. Asparagus, it makes you strong and able. And I'm like, this made it to television. I can't have a hit TV show, but this made it to television.
That's where I discovered...
Why is this shit in my head?
That's where I discovered Old Time Rock and Roll, the song. When Alf... Now, I didn't realize he was spoofing Risky Business.
Right.
But I saw Alf do it. And that's where I fell in love with that song.
Okay.
Because that's my favorite song of all time.
Wait. That is your favorite song of all time?
Bob Seger's and the Silver
Old
Bullet
Time
Band.
Rock and Roll.
Old Time Rock and Roll is my favorite song of all time.
Of all the songs in all the world.
It is my number 1 favorite song.
Okay.
What's wrong with the song?
No, I didn't see. No, it's okay.
That's the song I went to perform when I was in 2nd grade. You know, I used to be when I was younger, I used to be very... I mean, I'm like it now again, but when I was little, I used to be very like, wow, look at me, you know, stuff like that, running around. One time, parents said I heard a song on the radio in a diner. And I just screamed, I gotta dance. I just went out in the middle of like the diner and started dancing.
If I saw you in that diner as an adult, I would have pushed you over.
Oh, I hate kids like that.
You understand?
Yeah,
but every adult who's now, they're probably grandparents now, is going, do you remember when that little douchey kid got up in the diner and danced? I gotta dance.
So I was very outspoken. We were doing a talent show, and I was going to lip sync Old Time Rock and Roll. Not like Risky Business, but I was just going to lip sync it. And I remember I went for the audition, and all the teachers were laughing because they found it funny. They were laughing with me. I thought they were laughing at me. And at that moment, the shell that I went into, I backed out of the talent show. And the shell that was surrounded me for the next, 15 years was so thick.
It's funny. I actually have a very similar story. My children are in they have talent shows now. And in the school now, every act gets accepted. Cut back to when I was in about 3rd or 4th grade. Yeah. I was going to lip sync because putting on the hits was like a popular show. Remember that? Yeah. It was a lip syncing show. Putting on the hits.
Oh, I know what you're talking
Channel
about.
11. It was a lip syncing show. I was going to lip sync "Beat It" by Michael Jackson. Right? Yeah. I mean, the only thing I could do with Michael Jackson is I can't do it now because I'll pull out a hip. But I could do that leg thing that he did when he lifted the leg and twisted it.
Yeah.
So it was me and 2 of my friends. No, I couldn't do it. I was lip syncing.
Oh,
remember?
That's right. Yeah.
So I was sitting here and I had like a jacket that I made to look like his red Thriller jacket, you know, and. One of my buddies was doing an air guitar, and my other buddy, this was the whole point of it. It was going to be completely fake. This was on purpose.
Okay.
My other buddy was doing air drums. We had no equipment. We had nothing. And I remember the teachers were looking at me like this.
You're just too darn loud.
Yeah. And I said, they didn't even accept me. Like, how do you turn down there wasn't even enough acts. Like, the janitor came out mopping during one time.
It happened to the Pinheads. It can happen to you.
You're just too darn loud. That was Huey Lewis. You know how long it took me to realize that was Huey Lewis?
Really? That's it's the thing with me.
Anyway,
and then
okay, one more article for our old news. You backed out. I didn't even get picked. I was like, I'm all in.
I remember everyone was laughing, and I'm sitting there, like, why is everybody laughing at me?
This isn't supposed to be a comedy routine.
What is No, it was not supposed to be comedic at all. And I just remember them laughing.
Stop laughing.
And I just was like...
They're all going to laugh at you. I think Birdie's the only one left. They're all going to laugh at you.
Yeah, that's right. We're going to start wrapping it up here a little bit.
Anyway, all right. So, last article here.
It's Friday. What else are you doing tonight?
Yeah.
Besides hanging out with people and having a fun time and enjoying your lives. And I'm going to go home to my own apartment. Just me. Bottle of Jack Daniels.
It's not your fault. You all right?
No, actually, it's totally my fault.
Okay, here it is. Mission couple. Mission.
Whoa.
Forget that.
Right.
No, I gave it away. So, Michigan couple.
Oh, Michigan? Yeah. I thought you said mission. I would not.
I did say mission.
Okay.
But Michigan couple remarry after realizing first try wasn't legal.
What? I'm going to guess Oklahoma.
Wrong. Michigan.
Damn it.
A Michigan couple learned that they broke the law when they wed 2 years ago, so they asked the judge to void the illegal marriage and then do it all over again.
When you're related, I mean, the laws are laws.
Philip. So someone wrote lube for you. Philip Timmer and Tricia Stewart, both 55, were remarried last week at the Montcalm County Courthouse. And this time, it was valid under Michigan law, the Daily News of Greenville reported.
What the hell?
Timmer and Stewart were both divorced with children from previous marriages when they met in 2010 through the social networking website, guess?
Match.com?
MySpace. 2010? Was MySpace still a thing in 2010?
Yeah, I would say it was on the tail end.
Because I remember joining Facebook at about like 08 or 09.
Well, I graduated. Yeah, it was probably on the tail end.
Anyway, Stewart had divorced... Okay, Stewart's the woman. Stewart had divorced William Budlong in Texas in 1993 after having 5 children. Why is that important to the story? Who cares who she was?
Point 5 kids. You might as well stick around.
Why is that sentence important to the story? Stewart had divorced William Budlong in Texas in 1993 after having 5 children.
Maybe he's getting paid by the word.
You might be onto something there.
I'm a fucking
Timmer
genius.
was a father of 4 and got divorced in 2000. No mention of his ex-wife? Timmer and Stewart hit it off immediately. I'm going to say it every time. Wait. He asked for a date, Stewart said. I went to a barbecue at his house. We've been together ever since. I like ribs. Timmer proposed to Stewart 3 years after dating, but they had to push back their wedding after Stewart faced health issues, including being diagnosed with chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. The couple married. I don't know. The couple married in 2016, but then Stewart learned that her divorce hasn't been properly finalized in Texas.
Why does that sound like a television episode?
Meaning she was legally still married to her ex-husband.
God, that sounds familiar.
I found
that
out
was on The Big Bang Theory.
I'm sure it was. Maybe it was. Maybe this is fake. I found out that the judge who had overseen our divorce had died, and the papers had never been processed. Stewart said, I thought it was crazy. We thought it was all done and taken care of. Stewart worked to settle her divorce, which was officially dissolved in the spring. She then approached Montcalm County Circuit Judge Ronald Schaefer to have her illegal marriage with Timmer voided. As soon as the court hearing concluded, Stewart said she asked Schaefer to remarry them, and he happily agreed, having never presided over a marriage before. As a circuit court judge, my docket involves divorces, maybe the least favorite part of my job, Schaefer said. All of a sudden, this became about the judge.
Here come the judge.
It's not enjoyable finalizing the end of a marriage. To have the opportunity to join to marriage was a pleasant surprise.
Well, tell about on the other side of the table how enjoyable a divorce could be.
I don't know. I don't want to get divorced.
I never said you were going to.
Well, after that fight on Christmas, I was like ready to just. The best part, I got yelled at because
for your own gift.
She thought I was mad that I bought her I gave her too much. So she was in her own head and thought that she was mad that I didn't give her enough. That I didn't get enough. I don't care.
I've seen that before. I've heard of that before.
Boy, that was really annoying what you were just doing with your pen.
What, this?
Yeah, you keep doing it.
I know. It's a thing that I do.
It's a nervous tick. All right. Well, I think we should start wrapping it up here.
I think so.
But so.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It never gets old. It never gets old. It's never funny, and it never gets old. When I say wrap it up, you usually do that. Much like when you
I think this is the first time I've ever done that.
No. Really? Point being, No, what do you say? No, that being said, that's what you.
Well,
that was your
being
big
said.
line.
Oh, it used to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that being said, yeah.
I still hear it.
Still, well, it's because you're so far behind on the other podcasts.
Well, I'm sorry. It's called. I have 33 podcasts to listen to.
Modal.
Well, anyway, again, thank you all for joining us tonight. We're going to be wrapping it up very shortly. Again, hit that share button and tell your friends about it. And iTunes rate and review. You could like us on our Facebook page, the Better Half Podcast.
We're going to be tweeting more this year.
Yes,
we do more with Instagram.
Yes,
but we're going to.
Well, we'll put
funny
pictures
stuff.
of Jesse Spano up on our Instagram page. If you look at our Instagram page, I think we have like 12 posts, and they make there's no rhyme or reason to what's up there, but you have to be a listener of the show to get it. So you can
follow Ariel Winters.
Yes, follow Ariel Winters. Really?
I just find it funny. You're like, do you follow her? I'm like, no, not really. And you're like, well, you just liked one of her photos.
Yeah, from 3 weeks ago.
I
yes,
guess I
you
do. I do follow.
You can reach us at our email, and if you do send us an email, we will read it on air. We've done that in the past.
Yes.
We Cinnamon and Glenn. And
Cinnamon is the number one fan of the More Than the Same Family podcast.
Yes, from our LA-based...
I'm very upset I didn't see when I was out in LA.
Yeah, well, you were too busy, praying for your life in the passenger seat of Rippo's car. So
a maniac, honestly.
Which was so funny because he was so not like that.
Did you see his poor post on New Year's Eve?
Yeah, his car got destroyed.
His car, and the guy got into an
First of all,
accident.
go pick up your own goddamn car. Jesus, seriously, man. I love you, Rippo. Come on. Stop being a millennial, all right? Just go pick up your own goddamn car. Negotiate it like a normal man. All right, enough of this. Oh, I'm going to have everything delivered to me.
Oh, what are you kidding me? I'd love to have my car delivered to me.
You'd love.
I want to go to the place.
You have your women delivered. Why not your cars? Sorry.
Look, you make a point. You make a point. I want to go to the place that has like the giant car vending machine.
Yes.
Have you ever seen that?
Yes.
Like you put the giant, it's like Doubleday. Put the giant quarter in.
Yes, I was just saying, you put a giant quarter in. C7.
Thunk.
It's got stuck. Come on, it's a Mazda. Christ. If your car is stuck, please call 1-800-TOWING. Well, that bit sucked. Anyway. Okay, so you can email us at... You all right? Are you going to die? Can I get the email address out? thebetterhalfpod@gmail.com. I think I broke Larry.
I'm just picturing this giant vending machine with the car just dangling.
Just dangling.
And you're trying to...
I think I've never seen. What are you doing? You're so unprofessional right now.
Just finish.
Okay. Looks like I'm going to be finishing the show here because Larry's dying. You could reach us on Twitter at the Better Half Pod 1, our Instagram, the Better Half Pod. You could reach me at Mess411 on Twitter, and Larry all over social media at more MOHR365.
That was the funniest goddamn thing I've ever thought of.
It wasn't
in my
that
life.
funny. It was funny, but it
No,
wasn't
just
that
the
funny.
visual
I've
I
never
had.
seen you react
It's
like that
the
before.
visual that I had. Oh, that
This is
was
a Mazda
Dude,
minivan, Mazda
dangling.
crossover just dangling off
Just dangling.
with
Did you
that
put
ring.
another quarter in?
The ring. No, just shaking the machine. Come on, you
Oh,
son
you
of
have
a
to buy
bitch.
like another car to push it out
Yes.
and get two of them.
Get two cars for two giant
Oh my
quarter.
god, I'm sorry.
I'm just picturing the giant quarter.
Oh,
Didn't Gallagher do that with a giant quarter?
Gallagher too.
Well, yeah. Oh,
Did we talk about what did we do? Okay.
You literally have tears on your face.
You have no idea I needed that laugh today. Oh, that was a good one.
Well, you didn't even ask me about my New Year's resolutions, whatever. It's all right. I don't have any. I don't have any.
Alrighty then.
I don't do that shit. Just like I don't do Lent either. I don't give up anything. New Year's resolutions. No. All right. I'm going to get healthier. I'm saying it every year. You know what? You know what? The one year I'm when I die.
There you go.
Okay, then I'll because I could sleep.
Oh, I can't wait.
Not
for you, but
I'm worth more dead than I'm alive. I did the numbers.
oh, I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm
with
sure
my insurance and my life.
they're waiting.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's set. The house, she can have the house. Just, give me an antifreeze shake and I'm good to go. Did you hear about that woman? She was giving her husband. It was on Long Island here. She was giving her husband antifreeze.
Really?
Yeah, she was putting antifreeze in his drinks.
Geez.
Yeah, But the best is they went through her phone and got her search history, and it was like,
How much antifreeze?
car products that could kill your husband or something. Like it was like
Number 1, the car.
antifreeze. You know, it was like so. But so yeah, thank you for joining us. I think we had a total number of 7.
No, we had good.
No,
it's
I'm
a lot
kidding.
of. And also, I just want to say, leading into or out of 2018, leading into 2019, you know, we met a lot of podcasts along
Yes.
the way. Victims and Villains, Pinups, Cool Cats, and Comics. On my end, you know, Monty and the Pharaoh. So definitely all great podcasts to listen to. We hope to work with all of them in 2019 and
In
maybe
the
some new
future.
ones. The future.
Yeah, and actually, there's a like a podcast convention, the podcast movement.
Christ, I'm getting deja vu. Okay.
Why?
I'm just getting heavy deja vu right now.
I spoke about this before.
No, just deja vu.
There's a glitch in the Matrix. Whoa. All right, stop that. The Nebuchadnezzar. Podcast movement, it's called, and they have like conventions in all different cities. And we just missed the one in Philly that when we heard about it. So I'm going to look into the schedule. Hopefully we could.
Next one's in Florida.
What happened?
I think the next one's in
Next
Florida.
one's in Florida. Well, hopefully when there's one closer to us, we'll be able to go to it, and by then we'll have our business cards, we'll have some merch, and we'll be able to hopefully spread our name out.
Yes. I got to spread something.
And ew. And you know, let's try and promote more on that Spreaker and iHeartRadio too, because we gotta
We gotta get it out there. You know, like I tell
Yeah.
everybody, I'm
Pete,
not the
what's
only
up?
one who has to do it.
Late to the show, Pete, but thanks for joining. My good friend Pete, my
What's up,
neighbor.
Pete?
Good guy.
You know, when you hear a car, that's me.
Huh?
Didn't you say neighbor?
Yeah, no, he doesn't live like right around the corner from me. He's like,
okay.
he's like a neighbor in the
Like in
neighborhood.
life.
Thank God you're not you.
I'm a Christian.
Huh? Hey! Oh, Peter John. Damn it. Excuse me. Hey! Hi, Peter.
Uh-oh. You showed up late to the party.
Hi!
Whoa.
It says hey.
I know, I saw.
That's the key word.
No, I know.
Hey!
I'm trying to roll with the bit.
What the hell?
Well, you showed up late today.
Show's over.
Maybe back up a little bit there, sir.
Show's over.
Okay. It is
I'm
over.
not used to the microphone. We don't have those in heaven.
He was watching Bird Box. Do you watch Bird Box?
I like birds.
Up in heaven?
Bird box. What the hell's that?
It's
I put a bird in a box once and I buried it in my backyard.
Oh.
Called him Mr. Feathers.
Oh. Did you love Mr. Feathers?
I hit him.
Oh, with what?
A bat.
Why?
Chirping up my face.
Fair
I was
enough.
like, get the hell out of here, you stupid
Holy
bird.
cow. People want to go to bed.
I don't care. You don't have to stay.
How long have we been You showed up late to the game. I'm sorry.
I'm tired.
I know. So am I.
Well, someone said, hey.
This is true.
When they say, hey, here I come.
I forgot how to get rid of you.
Cubs win. Cubs win.
Okay. Do you want to lead us out?
Me, no.
No. Okay.
No, I'm gonna give it back to Frank.
Okay.
I'm getting a headache.
This is a rough one. You know what? I'll catch
I
you
don't
next
like
time.
doing this shit live.
No, it's
No. I like to keep that fourth wall up. But somebody said, hey. Hey, Larry.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
What year is it?
No, Peter. This is Harry Carey. What are you talking about?
Hey.
It's 2019.
When I died, it was a few years ago.
It was a lot of years ago.
But you
How
know what?
old were you?
I don't remember.
Were you
There's
76?
Could have been.
That's a rough
I
number.
think I was old. I think it was like 176.
Oh, well, that could be the case.
Hey, Larry.
Yes.
You know what?
What?
When you die and you go to heaven,
Yeah.
you can pick what age you want to be at.
Really?
Yeah.
What age did you pick?
82.
That is very weird. Why that number?
Cause
Okay.
I like it. It's a good
Yeah.
number. Nice and round.
You going to vomit soon?
Probably.
Okay. Just
There was
checking.
something a little extra in that drink, by the way. Nobody knew.
No. Not
Spiced
at all.
coffee.
Not at all.
Hey,
Oh,
Larry.
What? Hey. What?
Doom, boom, boom. Chicka-chicka.
It's all
Stop
about
the
timing.
goddamn
I'm
thing.
trying to.
Stop it.
It's blinking.
I can't get out of
I
this.
don't know how far we got to go
Come
with
on.
it. I think
Stop
it's still...
it.
We're done.